Bird, please try again later. I'm not gonna. You can't make me. You can't make me. Sorry. YouTube's just trying to tell me who I am and what I do. Which isn't right. It's fucked up. Why are you taking so long to start, Mr. YouTube? Please try again later. I'm not gonna. You can't make me. Oh, okay. Audio check's good. How's it going, everybody? I'm gonna switch over to the not-so-clicky mouse. Boom! Not so clicky. What do we got today? You might be like, dude, we know what we've got today, okay? You do the same thing every fucking week. Every week. You're like, oh, let's just do the same thing. Let's just do a new player tournament, land battles, stupid. No, this week we got some fun. Instead of Swiss, which I will go back to Swiss. I know people like it a lot. I'm just like, I've been really busy and kind of, okay, I don't want to say because I've just had so much going on. I've been so busy that I'm like, can't check in for the tourney. Tourney started, sorry, 1 second, I'll get back to that in a second. Tourney started if you hadn't signed up already. Anyway, I'm just kind of burnt out in life from like running all the time. And I just don't know if I could put the energy into a Swiss tournament right now, where it's like, I look at the replays and ones that might be interesting, I'm probably going to skip on them just to get the stream over faster because I'm burned out. So this week we're doing a straight up bracket. Double elimination means if you lose 2 games, you're out of the tournament. Top bracket, as long as you keep winning, you're playing land battles. Bottom bracket, if you lose 1 game, you drop to the bottom bracket. Every game in the bottom bracket will be conquest mode. So we'll switch it up, try some new things, because I like new things. And even though some people think I hate conquest mode, I don't. I keep defending land battles because I think land battles are cool. I also think conquest is cool. That's fine. So this tournament has both. I'm allowed to cast both. And if you don't like it, that does make me a little sad. I'm not going to insult you. You're allowed to not like things. But it makes me a little sad. So let's go. Round 1, casting a game live. You need to, before it starts, otherwise site don't know you here. So yeah, we got our first game. Left on the wrong map from last time I searched. It's fine. Alright, sorry. I have so many player questions, I can't just talk to the stream. Yes, we're refocusing. We're refocusing. So, for our game 1 today, we are live. Since it's not a Swiss tournament, I don't really want to get behind. I want to follow people through as they go through the tournament, so we'll be casting live games. I'm also trying out a VPN. Since this is a European time zone tournament, a lot of the players are European, so I put my VPN on Paris, so the computer thinks I am a Parisian boy, yes. But, yeah, so hopefully that'll reduce lag. Hopefully, possibly. But for our first game in front of us here, we have Tomb Kings with 2 Shopty Grapos, one of which is Chosen the Gods. Sepulchral Stalker ROR, Ark in the Black with Spirit Leech and Doom and Darkness. Yes, Doom and Darkness. Then a front line of Spears, a back line of Warriors with the Kemper Guard, and 1 Tomb Guard Halberd in the middle with the Necrosphinx guarding Arkin. That is the army for Jepardu. You know, side for Khorne of Skarbrand the Exiled, which is just his name, and he is taking Skarbrand. We have a bunch of Chaos Furies, very powerful units. Marauders according to dual weapons, Bloodletters, Exalted Bloodletters, and Skarbrand, and the Bloodbrute Behemoth. So let's go. I don't like change. Skarbrand's gonna run it. If he has his Rampage ability, now would be a good time to pop it. Just make sure these Ushopti can't run away from you into their own support, but I don't know if Skarbrand brought his thing. No, he did. He brought his AoE Rampage. He hasn't popped it yet. I do wonder if he's trying to catch Arkin in it. as he does run back to go catch Arkin. Arkin gets caught up in the Furies. This could be terrible. Now, Necrosphinx is rear charging, but Arkin will die a lot faster than Scarbrand will, and the Bloodroot Behemoth is coming back here to help out, so Arkin is in big trouble. But Scarbrand has rampaged himself for that extra damage, so let's see if he can even stay focused and keep hitting Arkin. So far, the answer is yes. Necrosphinx and the Sparkle Stalkers still in here, still anti-large, armor-piercing, fighting back a bit. Ushopti Greatbow is going to turn and fire at Scarbrand, and he is a big enough boy that those spread shots should hit him multiple times, rather than if you were a foot character, the Chosen Gods are actually terrible at hitting you. Arkin survives, gets away, and Arkin is, you know, a support mage, so as long as he has 1 HP and isn't crumbling, he's as effective as being full HP. And Scarbrand, being a melee-based character, really does not like being wounded, because then he gets the wounded trait, gets less stats, and he's close to that demonic instability. And it looks like Doom and Darkness cast, beautiful stuff. Now he's back down to 0 as charging starts to wear off, but he is winning combat against these Ushopti, barely staying in it. There's a bit of demonic instability as he tries to hold on. Alright. Sorry, someone's having issues with the tournament stuff, so I had to respond to them quickly. Sparkle Stalkers lining up to shoot at the Bloodroot Behemoth, who is nice and tall, very easy for them to hit. Scarbrand is dead, though I don't know if that's going to matter as much. Khorne is chilling with a ton of leadership around here. It's not like they're going to retreat or anything. As I say that, a couple Marauders are, but like these Bloodletters are super fine. Exalted Bloodletters are super fine. The Bloodroot Behemoth is chilling, and the Tomb Kings are in pretty dire straits. This Ushopti is a summon, so it's going to fade away. Their infantry are overall messed up, and I wonder how many kills Khorne has gotten, because he's killed over 1,000 skeletons. You have to think there's a Sword of Khorne somewhere that could clear out some of these skeleton warriors or something. But actually, the Sparkle Stalker is just messing up the Bloodroot, while the Ushopti Greatbows also fire in on him. I'm going to take him out, and that will definitely change my opinion. At the time, it was like there's a full health Bloodroot trying to chase down Arkin, and just like that, army loss is out of nowhere. Holy crap. That was crazy. I felt like it was going fine, and then all of a sudden, like, everything just broke and died. Alright. That was sudden. I honestly thought the Tomb Kings were in a lot more trouble, even when Scarbrand died, but then the Bloodroot just disintegrated before our eyes, and army losses took the rest of the army, so that was kind of crazy. Necrosphinx did alright. I mean, it had to fight Scarbrand and the Bloodroot 2v1, so you don't expect to get its value back, but it protected Arkin, which was its, you know, whole freaking job. The two main weapons teams, quote-unquote, of the Tomb Kings did very well. Arkin did okay, and their front line just held. I'm kind of surprised Khorne didn't get a Sword of Khorne off, considering how many frickin' skeletons they went through. On the other side, for Khorne, Scarbrand actually got a lot of value. Gorgon did fine. Bloodletters, I mean, they did okay. This one got army lost before he could get his value, but the other one's got a lot of kills. It's just kills versus skeletons. GG's. Good win to Jeparu. I'm going to be bouncing between live and replays, just as scheduling is convenient, you know? Like, if there's no one ready for me, I'll hop into a replay. If somebody is live, I'll hop in on live. So I think I'm going to message La Luna and say, when you get an opponent, invite me. La Luna. Yo! When you get an opponent, okay, so I've set up our next live game, but for now I am going to go cast replays while we wait. That's not it. Did I not save? I thought I saved. I saved to downloads again, because I'm stupid. That's okay. It's okay to be stupid. So I'll just have to re-save whatever was sent to me from Fish. Nice. Okay. We're good. There was confusion. So we're going to watch La Luna versus Fisho. Coast versus Lizardmen. The stream is quite laggy. So we're going to watch La Luna versus Fisho. There was a Sword of Khorne dropped? Oh, I didn't see it. I'll turn the VPN off. Let me know if it helps. Go away, VPN.
Have you or a loved one worked at or lived within 1 mile of the Gopher Resource smelting plant?
No.
If so,
let me know if it helps. Go away, VPN. Yep, it's a little laggy. I don't know what to do. Smelting plant stream? Yeah. Let me know if it gets better. So the stream is lagging. We have a player who got dropped by the website, even though they were trying to check in. So things are going well. Things are going well over here. Everything is fine. And I now know that the VPN will not work for the CA stream. So that's good to know. What does having a laggy stream even mean? I don't know. Alright. Well, moving on. Do let me know if it got better in the chat. So for the VP versus Lizardmen here, we have 2 deck gunners, one of which is the Shade Wraith gunners. Love the Shade Wraith gunners. Except versus Lizardmen, Maz the Mundi might be able to just delete them. Maybe, with a well-placed banishment. Not sure how much the banishment does to deck gunners, honestly. We have a couple hand gunners, some gunnery mobs, pole arms everywhere, deckhands mob frontline, and Count Noctilus on foot with Melkoths and Invocation of Nehek. Like a stream means you should see a urologist. True. Looks fine now. Okay. So, we have skink cohorts on the other side. So many skinks. Some have javelins, a lot don't. Then we have feral cold ones, Croxagors, more feral cold ones, more Croxagors, cold one spear riders, and Maz the Mundi on his toilet seat with Comet and Apotheosis, plus his bound spells, Ruination of Cities, and Banishment. The usual stuff. A lot smoother. Okay, then it was the VPN's fault. Damn it! And now another ad's playing. I love how as soon as it's not laggy, it's just throwing ads at you guys. Shade Wraith Gunners take out a Skink Skirmisher super easily with their Ghosty Ghost shots. Push them off. Low leadership plus losing half your HP in the blink of an eye will do that. As the Lizardmen slowly advance forward, they are walking when they should probably be running. Because they're just going to get shot for every second they delay. Why did this guy bring so many skinks? That is the Lizardman meta, unfortunately. No Saurus. Saurus aren't allowed here, because Saurus are fun. Skinks are usually just really cost-effective. As is the way of things. Proc scores are going to body through these deckhand mobs pretty quickly, but I don't know if it's quick enough, because the coast are going to shoot them the entire time. Yeah, the black spot's in range. Both of the deck gunners are in range, and already one Croc score is fleeing, Skinks are fleeing. And Noctilus, nice job throwing out a summon into the middle of the enemy army that's advancing, just to disrupt them, just to stop them from moving forward as they want to. So things are going a bit rough for the Lizardmen here, as their army continues to advance. And if you were watching any of our Warpstone Cup streams where we were in the top 8, like the best player in the world, and then you're watching a new player stream, you might finally start to see what we're talking about when we're talking about the top 8, is that on their rush, all their units hit at the same time. And you might be like, yeah, well, that's obvious, but then when you're playing, it's a lot harder to get that timing right. So now it's like half of the Lizardman army hasn't participated yet. They're just getting here now, and already we have, what, like 6 routing units across the field? So that can be difficult. And it's not like the hardest thing in the world. You need a master's degree to get it right. But it is something that like you could take for granted that, yeah, of course, everything's going to hit at the same time. And then if you don't, shooting factions just take advantage of that because it's like they all focus fire, whatever's closest to them at the moment, kill it, it runs away, and then they go to the next thing. If you're not like perfectly on top of, you know, all arriving at the same time so they can't just focus fire you like that. Mazdamundi is now the target of the deck gunners and the handguns, though the banishment did hit the handgunner mob pretty well. They're in square formation, which makes it easier for them to turn, but also makes them a lot more susceptible to spells like that. Invocation of Heck is trying to save them now, but in comes the RNG simulator. Does it get a good curve? 1 good curve, 2 good curves, 2.5. Pretty solid stuff there from the Ruination of Cities. It can be a lot worse. As the Cold Wind Spear Riders are marching straight into their death, they're trying to rush the back line, but again, those guns are all just going to focus fire them down and kill them immediately. Combat is coming down, but the Shade Wraith Gunner is just going to dodge away. They'll be fine. And the coast ahead on the balance of power, I would definitely agree. As the front line of the Vampire Coast is finally starting to falter, the Lizardmen have just taken so much damage in that time as these Croc scores get massacred. Melkoths plus Shield Breaker and Discourage. That's a lot of negative effects on you, my poor Croc score friends. And they're charging towards the Bloody Reaver Depth Guard. Now, they have worked their way through a lot of zombies, even polearm zombies. These are not zombies. These are vampiric troops, much more elite. Even popping their enrage for the extra damage resistance, the Croc scores are going to get melted and just pushed away. As the Skinks try and get in the back line, now the crabs start to move up as those backline peelers to buy a bit of time. I don't think they've noticed these extra Skinks coming in, though. Sneaky, sneaky Skinks. Probably want to go for the Deck Gunners, just since they're much more squishy. You could actually get value out pretty quickly. As more of the Lizardman army is starting to move up, some of them are just rallying, some of them have killed zombies and need new attack orders. So they do just gotta be quick. Quick, quick, quick. Autumn Chan, it's a good meme video. What up, CJ? Hopefully the stream is going better. People haven't been complaining about the lag as much as the second combat's gonna hit. Take that, Shade Wraith Gunners. Half HP off of them. Not that it's gonna be enough. Mazdamundi's falling back. He hasn't cast Apotheosis on himself yet. That's a shame. He is routing now, and I think that'll probably be GG. I don't see the Lizardmen getting their Lord back, as he's now slowed by Melkoths, trying to keep him in range of the Deck Gunners for just a little bit longer as they can get more shots in on him. Where is their range? There it is. They have plenty of time left to shoot him and finish him off. Even with his 50% missile resistance, he's still going to die to this much fire. Then without him, the Lizardman leadership's going to dip. Shade Wraith Gunners don't have that many volleys, but if you lose your leadership and then you get hit with that minus 16 leadership of them shooting at you, you'll probably rout again. So many of these units have shattered already. I mean, routed already that they'll start shattering. There go the Skinks. Feral Cold Ones on their way out too, and there's that Discouraged. Without Mazdamundi around, their leadership sinks to 1, into -1, and they'll rout, causing army losses. GG. Lizards don't give a fuck about leadership. You see, I think I see them giving a fuck about leadership right now. I think that's what they're doing literally in front of us. Okay. It looks like we've got our first conquest game. So we might go hop to that. Yeah, the gun units for the coast got a lot of value just being kept alive by Fisho. Nice. Nice job. Boop, boop, boop. Julius sucked. With a T, not an ED. Balls. Yes. They needed Godzilla to win. What is Godzilla in this context? Because a Carnosaur is probably the closest thing to its like dimensions, but it's much faster than Godzilla is and doesn't have a breath attack. Closer to Godzilla and a breath attack would be a Quaddle, but a Quaddle doesn't have the body shape of Godzilla at all. So what do you want from me, Scarbrand? Alright, our game is up. Password 234. Wah! Someone's fancy. Spec slot, please. Blocker up. No, I forgot the password's not 123, it's 234. Shutter equals lizard and big. Okay. Okay. So this should be our first conquest game. We're currently on land battle. Might have to remind the players. Buena Roja is ready to... But we are not on the right map. Gotta get that conquest mode. Alright, players are ready. They're just asking me if I'm good to go. Whew! A lot going on, guys. A lot going on. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. When's the FFA tournament? Never. Never, never, never. Training for the big stream? I didn't say that this time. It's allowed. FFA. Never. FFA is for silly people. All the Shredder Javelin should be replaced by Elspeth Godzilla lasers. Yes. There's not an RTS thing for that, but like it just makes me think of Halo when the Sentinels come out. Halo's like 1 and 2 and 3 before all the silly armature shit from Halo's 4 and on. But you know how they have those little like orange lasers you can fire that do next to no damage? Just have a bunch of those on the Shredder. Because you already have laser light beams. It's canon. So just have little laser light beams. Just little teeny tiny ones. Little teeny tiny little laser beam. Don't even do that much damage. So, and then you could give each of them the blinded debuff that that the solar engine has and make lizards even more OP. Can you imagine that? The Shredder of Austria just running around 360 no-scoping people, setting them on fire so they can't heal, lowering their melee attack and melee defense by 24, and I think lowering their accuracy as well. And it's like, wow, okay, wow. that was fucking overpowered. Shiriaki, I think they may have misunderstood the bracket. Yeah, I noticed that, but it was too late to stop it. I was like, whatever, let's just do this. They broke FFA, yes. FFA does not count spells or army abilities, like Lucinea's saying. So if you get, like, a nasty Final Transmutation on a blob, you get no value. Alright. What do we have here? Demons of Chaos of Boina Roja, Herald of Slaanesh with Phantasmagoria and Lash. And then triple Flamers of Tzeentch. We have the Heralds of Khorne series, Blood Crushers of Khorne, ROR, and then 5 Blue Horrors, 3 Flesh Hounds. Wait, no, sorry. 2 Flesh Hounds, 1 is the Hounds of the Blood Hunt, and then 2 Seekers. On the other side for the Lizards, Skinks again. Skinks, with Croxagors, Cold One Spear Riders, and Cold One Riders. We do have a regular Stegodon with his bow. I never remember the Stegodons. One of the Stegodons has a machine gun, the other one has more of like an artillery bow. This looks like the artillery bow. Because normally the machine guns have the little skinks on the front, right? And then we have Mazda Mundi again with Net, Apotheosis, and his 2 bound spells. My first issue with the Demons of Chaos build is they're going to have a tough time holding this point. So I think they're going to have to go for like killing the Lizardman army entirely, while Lizardmen could viably take the center point and hold it. Because you get to a hyper late game where like the Flamers are trying to kite and Seekers and Hellhounds are trying to cycle charge and stuff. It's like, okay, but we can take the point with our Stegodon and a bunch of Skinks. There's no Saurus. On Conquest, I personally like to take 1 Saurus, just in case you get to that late game. Because then you can prevent being kited by having a Saurus on the point, and it's like, you gotta come deal with this. Your game got nuked by lag? What happened? So, here's what's tough for me as Mr. Streamer Man, is I check in on you and you all have comments like stream's lagging and stuff, but if the stream isn't lagging, there's no like positive affirmation of like stream's fine, because it's weird to say that constantly. But the silence is scaring me. We're good on it. Hasn't lagged since I turned off the VPN, right? I turned off the VPN at the start of that Vampire Coast and Lizardmen game. Haktwa. I don't... Rambo, what is going on with the Haktwa stuff? Like, it sounds like spitting. Oh, fuck. Okay, players left. Okay. Do we just go to a replay stream? Is that what it is? Do we just do replays? Because live games, you try, because you try. You try to do live games. I remember last, like, 3 or 4 new player tournaments ago, I tried to do live games, and it was super laggy, so I bailed. And then this one, I don't know what we're having, technical difficulties or something, and then players bailed. So, I'm going back to replays. I just want everybody to know I tried. Alright, sorry. I'm also having problems because in our new player tournament thing, we have somebody who allegedly... I'm narrating this for you because I'm dealing with it, and I feel bad that you guys are just sitting staring at nothing. But we had someone enter a game, leave the game because there was a mistake. Join the game, leave the game because there was some sort of mistake. And then when they re-entered the game, he had changed his build, but his opponent hadn't. Which you can't do that. Like, you can't just change your build after you know what your opponent is bringing. So he countered him, then he won off of countering him, and then just stopped answering his opponent and reported the win. So now I'm fucking dealing with this shit. And it's just been a day. Okay. If you aren't cheating, you aren't trying. I guess, but I'm in the middle of fucking trying to deal with this. And this stream so far has been a bit of a disaster. Technical difficulties, crazy shit. Whatever. Whatever, it's... okay. Alright. There. What did I join into? Drama and dumb shit. People being stupid. Okay, moving on. I told him if he really cares, he could bring it up to the council guard, my admins, or if he doesn't care, then he can just move on, and I'll deal with it later. Like, I'll message the player that was causing troubles and be like, bro, stop being a punk. Okay, we're focusing. So we're doing replays, no more live shenanigans. The VPN's off, so no more lag shenanigans. And we're just gonna hope that someone that's being a snag stops being a snag. Alright, how long has the stream been going? Wow, 30 minutes and already all those things have happened? That's great, that's great. So what do we have? Greenskins versus Chaos Dwarfs. Moving on! We have a Hell Cannon. I have not seen the Chaos Dwarfs take a Hell Cannon literally ever. I forgot they had it on their roster. because it's a Warriors of Chaos thing, but the Chaos Dwarfs pilot it, so it makes sense. We used to have a Doomdiver catapult dueling with it, but it's already dead. Have I mentioned in the past that I think Doomdiver catapults are trash? Because I think they're trash, and yep, there it goes. Alright, that was 1,000 gold well spent. So the Hell Cannon already has 700 value from killing one of the worst units in the game. We have a bunch of Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives. We have a Kadai Destroyer, Demon Smith Sorcerer of Hashit with Flames of Asgore and Reforge. Zatan the Black. Someone was watching the Gentle Rat versus Blood Penguin, and they wanted to get that Sadistic Snare into Flames of Asgore combo. Other than that, we have Chaos Dwarf Warriors, some with Great Weapons, some without, Blazing Beards, ROR, and that is it. On the other side for the Greenskins, we have the Rogue Idol, Arachnarok Spider, Wurzag, the Great Green Prophet, with Foot of Gork and Gaze of Mork. We had a Doomdiver Catapult, a couple regular Trolls, then a front line of Orc Boys, and some Night Goblin Archers. Double Hell Cannon wrecked my VP before. Dang. I wonder, have CA patched it at all, or does the Flames of Asgore still do a lot of damage to a large single entity? Because if it does do a large amount of damage to a large single entity, you could do Sadistic Snare under the Rogue Idol and then Flames of Asgore him. Because otherwise, there's not a lot here that's worth Flames of Asgoring. Trolls and Orc Boys really aren't that worth it. Yeah. That was a Foot of Gork I didn't even see getting cast because I glanced at chat for a second. Only did half the HP of the Blazing Beards. It killed 6 whole models because they're really armored and tanky, so I guess they'll be fine with that as they move up to get their blast charges off on this Night Goblin R, which is actually going to do a lot of damage if that's what they're doing. 3, 2, 1, say goodbye to this R while the Arachnarok is getting into a duel. So there's your satisfying thing for the day, but we need to go watch this. The Arachnarok actually might outduel the Kadai Destroyer, as weird as that seems. It is anti-large armor piercing. It's actually a duelist monster, while the Kadai isn't. The Kadai, I don't know what he's supposed to be. Low melee defense, high melee attack, high weapon strength, but no anti-large or armor piercing, no anti-large or anti-infantry. He's just kind of a weirdie. He's a weird one, as the Fire Glaives cheat and make this not a true duel. Actually, Zatan's also cheating, so it's a 2v1 under the Arachnarok Queen, and she's getting shot in the sides, which is brutal. There comes the Flames of Asgore, no net needed. Night Goblin Archers are going to try and run. A little too late for them. As the Piercing Fire comes down and takes them out. So the Greenskins have lost both of their ranged units. What the hell is that? Well, that looked weird. The Withering and Enfeebling Foe both onto the Arachnarok Spider try to lower its stats down, but the Rogue Idol is joining the fight. And the Rogue Idol does not lose these duels. And the Infernal Guard are trying to shoot at the Spider behind the Rogue Idol, but now they decided to shoot at the Rogue Idol instead. But in comes another Foot of Gork to hurt them and these Goblin Laborers. The Goblin Laborers are accidentally dodging out of the way. They barely take any damage, and neither do the Infernal Guard, because for some reason Foot of Gork isn't armor piercing, which is silly. And kind of dumb. When a giant apparition of Gork slams on you, you think that'd be better. Zatan's going for the Lord Snipe onto Wurzag, as the Greenskins aren't quite down to the balance of power, but you never know. I mean, the Kadai is very expensive, so if the Rogue Idol and Arachnarok Queen kill it off, they'll be just fine. Still have a Hell Cannon with some ammunition. Still both healthy Infernal Guard trying to fire in. Their current sightlines are a little messed up over here. What is that a Flames of Asgore? I don't know how much damage it's going to do. I just literally have no idea what's about to happen. Alright, it deletes the Trolls, does a little bit of damage to Wurzag, and Wurzag is snared, so while his Trolls run away and his Goblins run away, he's left without support, and Zatan can go fight him. The snare wears off. Wurzag is not ITP. He has Frenzy, which gives him ITP when he's already high on leadership, but the Kadai Destroyer plus Infernal Guard are bodying the Rogue Idol, which is about to die. Army loss is going to hit. Kadai Destroyer, I imagine you actually did pretty well for once. Because you were in a fight that you wanted all game long. Only 1,100 value, as the Arachnarok got 1,200, Rogue Idol got 1,050. Shirayaki with the silly build, but the Doomdivers let him down. How, in a game with the Rogue Idol, the Arachnarok Spider, basic Trolls, a Kadai Destroyer, Zatan the Black, and a Demon Smith Sorcerer with Flames of Asgore, is the most disappointing thing the Doomdiver Catapult? Doomdivers, you suck. You're trash. Hell Cannons and Fire Glaives both did fine. Blazing Beards did really well at just clearing out archers. And then Zatan honestly did alright. So did, I mean, the Demons of Sorcerer got 850 value, which is not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. We take those. Kadai might be similar to the Dreadsaurian. Yeah, but the Dreadsaurian's actually, like, good. Dreadsaurian's actually, like, good, though. It does damage. We're getting some replays in. I want to mix Conquest in. I want to mix Conquest in, so I wonder if either of these replays that were just sent to me are from the lower bracket. No. Some feedbacks? 7 mod? Which army were you? Let me find that again. Who sent that to me? Greenskins. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me just look at the builds again, so I know which one you were. Okay, so 7 mod was the Chaos Dwarfs. The Zatan Hatchet combo was pretty funny. I liked it, and I liked your use of the spells once you saw what was against you. Kadai picked the right targets, so it got into good fights. The Infernal Guard also picked some good targets and got into good fights. Your Hell Cannon had really good target priority. The only thing I would say is your Infernal Guard ended up a little too close to the fight, where if the Rogue Idol decided to, it could have just peeled out of the fight and came over and clapped your Infernal Guard. So probably back them up a bit when you were trying to support the Kaiju fight, the big monster fight. That seemed fine. I also probably would have used Zatan's Snare on one of the big monsters rather than Wurzag late in the game. Because you're doing fine. The only thing that was a little scary was when your Kadai had to 2v1 fight the Rogue Idol and Ragnarok Spider, and you were kind of lucky that they shit the bed so hard that they didn't win. But that could have been a problem for you. So if you had netted one of them, right? Maybe the Rogue Idol, because you joined late. Net the Rogue Idol before he gets in the fight. Have both of your Infernal Guard and Fire Glaive shoot at him, because your Kadai Destroyer was fighting the Ragnarok, and he was kind of blocking some of your own shots or whatever. So it's just like you could maximize damage and stop your Kadai Destroyer from taking a 2v1 for too long. Another thing you could have done is in the duel, you could have taken a second and had your Kadai Destroyer walk around behind them so that the enemy's backs were to your Fire Glaives, so your Fire Glaives could have gotten more shots off more consistently. But, yeah. Would your Kadai Destroyer maybe take a little extra damage in that? Maybe, but he's fighting a 2v1, he's probably going to lose anyway, so you need to take advantage of your range to win. And then, if you're like, well, if he's not in the way, then couldn't they just go for my Infernal Guard? There's already 2 of them and 1 of you, so they could just peel off and go for your Infernal Guard, and there's nothing you could do about it anyway, right? So, yeah. Those would be the little things I would do. But, I mean, those would be the notes. It is hard when you win to offer a lot of criticism, because it's like, you won. So it's hard to like point at and say, here's what you did wrong. As you're smashing into this thing and killing it, you could have been smashing into this other thing and killing it. It's like, it's a lot easier when you lose to give feedback, because it's like, here's why you lost. Rather than, I know you won, but ignore that. Here's how you could have won harder. So, yeah. Alright, moving on. We do have a game here. The Beastmen of who? Beastmen of Joyboy versus Kitus. Kitus on the Skaven. I remember Kitus. Kitus brings some fun builds. For the Beastmen, who are quickly dying to the Avalanche Mortars, we have a Gore Herd front line, backed up by some Ungor Spearman Herds, a couple Archers. Then we do have Centaurs, Butcher the Calc Guard for some terror. We have a Great British Shaman, a Wild Traderkin. Yeah, good stuff. Hey, there's the Jabber. Jabber's nice, pretty good against Skaven. Nice terror, but also really good at charging through their formations. For the Skaven, we have Plague Bugs that are about to take a lot of damage from the Jabber Scythe. We do have a Packmaster, Lord Skrulk, double Mutant Rat Ogre, more Plague Monks, Lord Skrulk, Avalanche Mortars, and that is about it. Skrulk brought just his Vermintide summon and then Rod of Corruption. So the Butchers just dive straight through the front line, and this can be a problem for Skaven if you don't have mass nearby, is they just walked through all those Spearmen, got onto the Avalanche Mortars, and are going to delete them. That is a tough start for the Skaven. The Avalanche Mortars got some decent kills out. I think they have 80, but against the Beastmen, that's not going to be a lot of value. Yeah, it's about 600, but they are dead. Dead as hell. Mutant Rat Ogre's trying to take a fight with the Butcher's Calcan Guard. If he gets isolated, that'll be terrible, but with Rat Ogre support, and there were technically spears nearby, that could have been an okay fight, but now the spears are running. He probably wants to run too. Other spears are also routing, and the Skaven everywhere are routing. As the Beastmen are spooky, the Jabber Scythe is spooky, and really good charging here from Joy Boy. Never leaving the Jabber Scythe in combat, just really using those collision attacks and all the charge animations to good use. Good stuff, because when the Jabber Scythe stops and actually like fights something for a little bit, it doesn't do nearly as much damage. It's just constantly charging. Look at it go! It hasn't stopped! As it takes out the Packmaster too. He is on a terror-causing bounce, so he can't be terror-routed, but otherwise he would be. I mean, look how low he already is. There he goes, he's routing. It is so fast becoming Lord Skrulk and 2 Mutant Rat Ogres versus the world. And the world is a big place, my friends. Look at this Jabber go! He doesn't care. He doesn't even have that much value. Like, he has good value, but not, like, crazy amounts. He's just routing everything. And then the Beastmen are going to clean it up as it's running away. They just chase it down. Like, these Centaurs hopefully aren't going to allow the Packmaster to come back, though they are chasing some Plague Monks instead of the Packmaster. They'll want to get on that. He's technically faster, but if they get near him, they can start charging, and then it's really hard for him to get away. So we'll see. As the Jabber continues to delete little Plague Monks. Skrulk's chasing after, just trying to stop the bleeding. In comes a Clan Rat summon. Already the Jabber's on top of it. Not that it needs to. They're a summon. They'll go away in their own time, but it is what it is. Centaurs did peel off to get the Packmaster, so that's good. Good play from them. He's off the map. We do have some random Clan Rat Spears up on the hill. Looks like they were routing and just came back after a while, so we'll see if the Beastmen can pick them up. But the Mutant Rat Ogres are trying to group up with Lord Skrulk for now. Dive and punish this Jabber. And for once, it is something the Jabber does not want to fight. Jabber Scythe hates getting into duels with large targets. He just wants to run away. He wants to charge infantry all day. That's his whole thing. More Clan Rat summons to support Skrulk and the boys as the Butcher Calcan Guard have taken a quick amount of HP off of Skrulk. And the Mutant Rat Ogres are so busy chasing the Jabber Scythe that they're just hoping Skrulk can stand on his own. He mostly can. It's not like the Butchers are going to delete him or something, because that's going to be a huge rod of corruption. Beastmen immediately backing off with both their archers, who accidentally ended up in melee. They were trying to shoot at Skrulk, but they couldn't see him, so then they just walk up to where they can, quote-unquote, see him, which is 2 inches from his face. The Butchers are terror-outing off some Clan Rats now, so even if the Mutant Rat Ogres team up on him, I still think the Butchers will appreciate this trade, because if there's no infantry, then all 16 Butcher models are going to be fighting 2 Mutant Rat Ogres. And that is going to be a nasty Traderkin. Oof. Thankfully for the Skaven, it's only Undercast. I know some people said after the nerfs, Undercast is more cost-effective, but, I mean, when you have 3 single entities clumped up like that, Overcast could still be pretty brutal. Butcher's taking a lot of damage, but they're dealing a lot of damage back to the Mutant Rat Ogres, and that is just going to be army losses. A quick victory for the Beastmen. 4.5 minutes. Will you do another faction war? Yeah, after the Warpstone Cup I will. Though I hear rumors that there is a faction war in the works by a different content creator. So, I do have to put it off for a while, otherwise people call me a baby boy copycat. And I don't want to be a baby boy copycat. That makes me sad when people call me that. Especially my wife. When my wife calls me that, it makes me really sad. And she calls me that all the time, so I'm just really sad. I'm sad right now. Alright. More people sending replays. I'm the only true content creator. If only that were true. Alright. Any of the replays I get, Conquest mode yet? Yeah! We got a Conquest! I don't just want to cast Conquest, but I do want to mix it in. It's a Tomb King mirror match on Conquest. Okay. One side is going with Melee Rush, a bunch of Nehekar Warriors and Ushabti melee version, and then the buffed Necropolis Knights. The other side, simplified, going with a bit more traditional some shooting, some pew-pew. For green, Tomb Kings, 2 Necropolis Knights with Halberds, Eyes of the Desert Sporkle Stalkers, triple Ushapti, Grand Hierophant Kotep with his Bound Skullstorm, and then Jav's Cursed Blades, an Incantation of Vengeance as his spells. Front line of Skeleton Nehekara Warriors, and that really is it. On the other side, for the red Tomb Kings, a bunch of shooting. 2 Sporkle Stalkers, 2 Shot of Great Bows, one of which is the Chosen of the Gods. We have Kotep on his DJ booth, with Petra's Incantation of Righteous Smiting to make his shooting even more powerful, a Necrotect for a little bit of healing, and then some Tomb Guard Halberds and Skeleton Warriors. One side is going to take the point and hold it, the other side is going to try and shoot them enough that they can then take the point before the timer runs out, but after their opponents are too weak to stop them. Kotep throws out his Skullstorm and his Incantation of Vengeance, tearing apart some lower tier infantry units. As the point has unlocked, Nekar Warriors are moving up to go. Take that right now. Starting the timer for the shooting build. Now, if I was the rush, I'd probably just hit them. The enemy doesn't have any mobility. It's not like they can sneak around behind you and take the capture point. So I would just take the capture point and then rush them. Because if you sit there, not saying that he is, but if you just sit on the point and like take damage, then what's the point? I mean, you could still be fighting them while you tick it up. Sporkle Stalker is going to move into position to actually finish taking that point while the melee Ushapti and the Nekar Warrior is getting up there. And again, I will mention the Warpstone Cup top 8 and why we were talking about it so much. When you're rushing, it is a little difficult to get everything to hit at the same time. Like, these Ushapti have higher speed, so they get out ahead of your front line, and then other parts of your front line aren't quite in the fight yet, so it is a skill that needs to be learned. And the top players are the best at just hitting everywhere all at once. Now, for the red team, one of their Sporkle Stalkers has run out to try and fight the Ushapti, since they do have anti-large, but they are fighting on top of Nekar Warriors and getting shot by the Sporkle Stalker ROR. It's going a bit tough for them. And green has taken the point. Timer has started on this game as the Necropolis Knight Halberds get into the back line. What are the Chosen of the Gods and the other Ushapti Great Bows going to shoot at? So it looks like the Knights, the Eyes of the Desert have moved up. They'll probably just shoot over the front line into the enemy shooting, but it doesn't look like they have Fire at Will on, so they're just sitting there for now. They do need to get active pretty quickly. Green team is behind on the balance of power. As you can see, their rush has taken a lot of damage. The Ushapti are quite injured. The Nekar Warriors are quite injured. This is where it turns around. Necropolis Knights with Halberds into the back line should make short work of Ushapti Great Bows and other Sporkle Stalkers, things like that. Chosen Gods forced to run away from the sneaky Snake Knights. And I think red is about to have a bad time. What's that? Is that another Skullstorm? Green DJ Skullstorm ripping through. Now we just pray to the RNG gods that doesn't turn back on the green team, but it is mostly demolishing the red side. Yeah, that was a great Skullstorm. Everything went perfectly for them. DJ Booth Kotep's down to half HP. Sporkle Stalkers taking the half HP off of Necropolis Knights in their stead. The back line of the red team is trying to move up and support the front line, but the green rush is just slowly winning everywhere, and they hold the point, so I don't really know what is going well for the red team right now. Necropolis Knights and Sporkle Stalkers trying to finish off the Booth version of Kotep. As Horse Kotep runs around, throws out a scary skeletal hand in the middle of some Tomb Guard, and keeps running. Just gets to safety. Chosen of the Gods almost dead, fighting a full health Necropolis Knight. The front line of the red side is falling away, and there's nothing left for them. Your money is on the rush build. That was good money. You made good money. What were your odds? I hope you got a big payout. Unless you didn't bet very much, then rip. Rip, brother. Kotep's about dead. That Ushapti summon isn't real. It'll go away soon, and there's nothing else in the battlefield. I do think this one is over. Over. As I save up some more replays. when army losses takes hold. The rush proving to be a bit stronger. I especially think with all the melee unit buffs, like the Necropolis Knights and the melee Ushabti all got buffs. It's pretty easy to get through a Tomb King's frontline with them. Like, Skeleton Spearmen just can't stand up to that much pressure. Is Top Hot playing in today? No. Top Hot quit. He doesn't want to play anymore. Which, I can't blame him. I mean, this game does suck. No, I think he plays in the NA time zone. This one's EU, he's probably at work. Back to land battles with Trogdor the Flatulent versus Dane 2. How goes the tourney? Tourney's alright. Turning is alright. I want to see more crazy fun builds. He'll be back. He'll always be back. So the Wood Elves went Mass Vanguard, and the Vampire Coast's Vanguard units got caught in them. Nice job by the Vampire Coast to quickly give them orders, though, so at least they got some damage out onto Deepwood Scouts, but that is an unfortunate start for the Coast. So for the Coast build, we have Mourngulls and Dogs, all in the Vanguard. They were expecting the Wood Elves to deploy as far back as possible and kite away, so they're going for a surround that they don't need. And then they have a little teeny tiny box, some depth guards, some zombies, one mortar, and Count Noctilus. But most of their money is out here and all these monstrous infantry behind them. On the side for the Wood Elves of Trogdor, we have a Vanguard rush of Dryads, Deepwood Scouts with Swift Shiver Shards, Wild Hunters of Khorne with other Wild Riders, and then we do have Drycha with just Melkoths and her summon, and double Waystalker. No arrows of Khorne on them, just double Waystalker goodness. Wild Riders for the Wood Elves trying to be sneaky. Both sides trying to be sneaky with Vanguard, but there are zombies standing directly on the mortars, so it's not like the Wild Riders can actually get too much done here. The Deepwood Scouts get into range, though, and that's all you really need. You don't even need to flank these guys if the Deepwood Scouts can just kill them off like that. So the Wild Riders instead get a beautiful rear charge on these deckhand mobs, try and make it easier for the Dryads to get through. But Trogdor has to realize something's up by now. Like, he cannot see so much money from the Vampire Coast that he's like, something is stalked, so his Wild Riders are going looking for it a bit. I mean, this Mourngul revealed itself, but you can see these other Wild Riders aren't committing to the fight. They're just kind of hanging around waiting for whatever is stalked to reveal itself so they can charge it out in the open. Away from Noctilus so he can't offer summons to help the Mournguls, and away from Noctilus so he can't offer healing. The Wood Elves really want to take this fight as far away from Noctilus and the backline as possible. Meanwhile, Deepwood Scouts and the Dryad frontline is winning. So the ball is in the Vampire Coast's court, whereas the Wood Elves are like, alright, your move, because the current state of play really favors me. And the Mourngulls are trying to make their way in here. Wild Riders get a nice little charge on them, take some damage. And the Deepwood Scouts will really want to see their ammunition get focused onto the Mourngulls as they're revealed. Though right now, Depth Guard isn't a bad target, but I think you got to support, because Mourngulls will beat Wild Riders in a vacuum. I say that as the Wild Riders are actually botting the Mourngulls. Never mind, I guess Mourngulls just suck. But traditionally, Cavalry doesn't really like to fight monsters' infantry too much. Blade Rider's going to get a good sandwich charge in on the Mourngulls, who are still getting shot by Deepwood Scouts at the same time. So that's going well. Wild Hunters of Khorne taking another fight with the Mourngulls, but the Wood Elves just doing a really good job of recognizing that there was some sort of flank shenanigans going on and dealing with it. Which was good. Deepwood Scouts plus a Melkoths finishing off the Depth Guard. Balance of power is quite in favor of the Wood Elves, and I would agree as the Wild Riders continue to body Mourngulls on both flanks. In the center, this is the only thing going decently well for the Coast, and it's Mourngulls versus Blade Riders, which Blade Riders are half the cost of Wild Riders. I guess that makes sense. Dryads and Drycha have finished off most of the normal zombies. That pistol is a summon, so it's not even real. That deckhand's mob is a summon, so it's not even real. For real zombies out here, we have 2 almost dead halberd mobs, which really isn't a lot. Invocation to Heck trying to save the Mourngulls as they take so much damage. Deepwood Scouts have been secured, so they're freely firing in here. Wild Riders still control the mobility. They took a little bit of damage, but they're fine. And as it is with so many Vampire Coast games these days, Count Noctilus is going to have to try and carry this game completely alone, which I severely doubt he can do, because Drycha exists. Noctilus relies on a heavy amount of melee defense, and then his halberd, neither of which is any good versus Drycha. 70 melee attack, and she's only going to get more as she takes damage. So, no. You're not holding off Drycha. She's taking you down. Army losses is going to hit, though, before Drycha even has to duel Noctilus, as it's just way too bad for the balance of power, and you have so many summons out that once those fade away, it's just going to get even worse. G, a quick Wood Elf victory. And I hear Wood Elves are OP on domination mode. I guess we're starting to see it in the land battles, so I guess nerf them. Nerf them! Fuck Wood Elves! Here's the thing about Conquest. Not Conquest. Here's the thing about Wood Elves. I hate them. And here's why. Fuck them. Pride Gaming, this has been a fun experience. I'm glad you say that, unless you're being sarcastic, in which case you have hurt my feelings beyond all repair, and now I'm sad. So, like, looking forward to participate again in the future. Yeah, we host one in this time zone every other week. Every week we host one, but we keep switching back and forth between NA and whatever. But again, if you were being sarcastic, then don't tell me. Just, the only thing I want to hear out of you next, no matter what your true intentions are, is this tournament was perfect, Human Boy is perfect, and the CA stream is going to go perfectly well. That's all I want to hear. If it's not those exact words, you're dead to me. Let's pop back up and watch some Conquest here. People sent me Conquest. I just gotta find it. There we go. Shuriaki versus Corvus Glaive. Oh, we love Corvus Glaive. Hell yeah. Count Chocula's.
Oh, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, we do have a stream with CA, but I've been
erroneously saying it'll be on their YouTube channel. It'll be on their Twitch channel. So that's my fault. But Saturday, same time this stream started, but on Saturday, we'll be on their Twitch channel. Should be fun. I think the CA stream will go sub perfectly. God damn it, fuck you. Okie dokie. Warriors of Chaos versus Greenskins. Let's focus up. Let's focus up, ladies and gentlemen. This stream has been too loosey-goosey. We have some Goblin Rock Lobbers, Orc Biggins, more Orc Biggins trying to defend the Rock Lobba, triple Black Orcs, one of which is Crimson Killis, some River Trolls, Orc Boy Frontline, and Wurzag, the Great Korean Prophet, with Gaze of Mork and Fists of Gork. On the other side, for Corvus Glaive, we have a bunch of Horsemen. Rider Horse and Throwing Axes, Hellstriders with Slaanesh with Hell Scourges, Kolak Sun Eater with all of his buffs, and then Chaos Trolls, Chaos Warriors, and Marauders. And Corvus never takes Caster. I don't know why he hates Caster so much, but he does. So he's still not taking a Caster. So no YouTube stream, Twitch only? Yeah, it'll be Twitch only. I asked them about that, and they were like, we're just gonna do it on Twitch. I was like, okay, that's fine. Oh, there's Dragon Ogres. I didn't realize that there were Dragon Ogres and Kolek. I kind of just saw a Dragon Ogre type body, and I was like, it's Kolek. That's it. So the Dragon Ogres are in. Their anti-large is worthless, but still going to do a lot of damage to Crimson Killers, as a Lightning Bolt from Kolek is about to mess these fools up. Ah! God, it hurts so bad! It hurts so bad. Hellstriders sacrifice their lives to kill off the Goblin Rock Lava, though I don't know how much that matters. Rock Lavas are bad? Question mark? They're bad. As River Trolls fight, Stone Trolls. Yeah, Stone Trolls will body the Chaos Trolls with armor, especially with a Wah going on. Yep. Better Trolls are Greenskin Trolls. So the Greenskins are actually winning the backline pretty well. The front line is quite contested. Chaos is winning it slowly but surely with Kolek's help. And Chaos is taking the point, which could be problematic. Greenskins could run into an issue where they keep routing all the time, and just the Warriors of Chaos hold the point and slowly stand around. As Kolek is going to charge in against Wurzag. I don't think he has... Ooh, he does have his buffs up, and they just started. Okay, don't overchase for Wurzag. Yeah, just sit in the river trolls and fight them. You gotta fight. You have all your buffs popped. Wurzag's running away. Don't waste your buffs time. Just fight the river trolls. Just fight the river trolls. Stand and fight, you coward! Alright, he's getting some shots in. This turn was perfect. Human Boy was perfect. The CA stream is gonna go perfectly well. Yeah! Olaf with 5 euros. Thanks. Thanks, brother. Tis much appreciated as Kolek tries to stand his ground. He's taking a long time to swing between each swing, and that's not going great. The River Trolls only lost 1 model, too. With his crazy amount of damage, they should be taking more. So unfortunately, his buffs are going to wear off. He didn't get too much done with it. And the Crimson Killers are trying to contest the point for now. While everybody runs around them, they're like, let's just sneak in here, let's just take the point real fast. Greenskins have the point. Now it is on the Warriors of Chaos to somehow get some momentum, take that back, and turn this game around. It looks like Kolek is going to start on it by the Lord Snipe. Wurzag sees it coming and tries to dodge. His throwing axes hit him in the back of the head, and Kolek hits him right in the face. Loses about 1/3 of his HP in 1 charge, and he is going to run away, but Kolek's still after him. 78 speed versus 70. Wow, Kolek is faster than Wurzag. Not what I would have guessed. Not what I would have guessed. This Kolek's lightning also hits another group of Black Orcs. Wurzag gets a shot off, but like we said, Kolek is faster, and now Kolek's getting the charge, so he should be able to catch up, and he does. Gets a nice little rear shot, though he didn't do as much damage as I would have thought. Second hit does a bit more damage, and Wurzag's getting awfully close to routing while the Hellstriders and Slaanesh dive in. If Wurzag routes, these guys can easily chase him off because there's no Greenskin mobility to bail him out whatsoever. It's not like Spider Riders or someone could try and peel and save him. But Wurzag's leadership is actually rallying, so it's up to Kolek to get a couple more actual hits in to get this guy to rout. How is his leadership getting so much better than it was as he continues to get beat up? What is this? Is Kolek's trying to put this game on his back as he has many a time for Hayseed. He's trying to do the same for Corvus here. But Wurzag refuses to rout. The Warriors of the Chaos are routing. While Wurzag won't, they definitely will. As for Corvus, he really only has his 2 skirmish cav with no ammunition left. He has some Chaos Warriors trying to come back to the fight. Marauder's trying to come back to the fight, but his trolls are all routing. Everything's gone. He has no caster, so it is just Kolek out here, who gets Effigy to get it for a little bit of damage, but also to net him in these river trolls and orc boys. I think it was also just to give Wurzag a bit of space. As he turns around, he casts a quick gaze of Mork down the line of these Martyr Horsemen. Worst Professor, I don't think that's true. No, I think you might be being silly. As for this, I don't know what Chaos can do to dislodge the Greenskins from the point. We have Orc Biggins piling in as well, which they're anti-large and decently good on leadership. The Crimson Killers are still half HP. We have a bunch of trolls healing up, so the Greenskins at this point, if Kolek really wants to chase Wurzag around, you could just send Wurzag off into the middle of nowhere and sit on the point. Or they can do this. They can just play Ring Around the Rosie and force Kolek to come to you. Another nice Lightning Strike. I feel like Kolek's Lightning Strikes have been really good this game. Crisp 1800 value, and I don't even know if he's getting value from his Lightning Strikes. I wouldn't be surprised if that was bugged and give him value as he hits Wurzag and back in the head again. Kolek's out here doing it, man. After his buffs, I haven't seen like a trash Kolek game yet. Orcs and Goblins is what Games Workshop calls them. There's still Greenskins in the game! I don't know anymore. As we slowly wait for Kolek to die, there's nothing Chaos can do. There's a full health Stone Troll. Where have you been, buddy? Looks like they were just chasing somebody down, regenerating this whole time, because they have 800 values. They've been doing something. And there's army losses. Kolek's go! Change the name in 5.2. Oh, your uncle works at CA. Oh, that's cool. That's cool and definitely true. Alright, looking through. Martyr Horse with throwing axes and Kolek did pretty well. Nobody else did, but they did pretty well. So we take those. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the game I just cast. Ogre Kingdoms versus Tzeentch. Some lead belchers. Sure. Sure.
Let's do it. Indamendium versus Fat Kid at Recess. Got the Ogre Kingdoms Kite versus Tzeentch Halberds. Left is Nurglecaster in the Chaos Waste. I don't know if Kolek would appreciate
a Nurglecaster. I feel like Fleshy Abundance is a weird way to heal, and Kolek's not a weird guy. Kolek's not freaky like that. 4 Lead Belchers, Powder Guts, Maneater, ROR, Ogre Pistols to defend them, 5 Nobblar Trappers, 4 Ogre Bulls, 3 Nobblars regular, and then a Great Maw Caster with Brain Gobbler and Bullgorger. That'll be a toughie for Tzeentch. On the other side for Tzeentch, we do have 4 Screamers? Nope, just 2. 2 on one flank. And we have 2 Exalted Heroes of Tzeentch. They're Halberd Heroes on their little discs. They did bring Colossal Strike. Then we have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Metal with Plague of Rust, Final Transmutation, and his Spawn Summon. And then Marauders, Chaos Warriors with Halberds, and the Severed Claw with a Sour Gut in there. A little Sour Gut. So the Ogre is going to take a bit of time and shoot. If they were feeling truly spicy, they could be running away right now and let the Lead Belcher shoot and then run and then shoot and then run. The Nobblars won't outrun the enemy, but they'll stall. They'll stall for a while. Fat Kid's not running anywhere, he's just going to hold. How would you all say Tzeentch can kill Rotting Prometheans effectively? Centaurs of Tzeentch. Centaurs of Tzeentch with their incredible armor piercing and magic damage will do very well there. As the Lead Belchers are still trying to get some shots off, the triple heroes of Tzeentch dive straight into the Lead Belchers and just dare you to do anything about it, and the Screamers are going to join them. So 2 Lead Belchers are offline, and the Powder Guts are trying to fire right now, but they'll get obstructed by their own fat brethren, so they do need to actually go into melee if they want to do anything about this. But the front line's going rather poorly. Brain Gobbler gets rid of a Marauder, other Marauders routing to Ogre Bulls, and now the Ogres can start charging up their army passives, which, when he didn't bring Troll Guts, I approve, by the way. I actually think Troll Guts is a bait in a lot of matchups. But when you don't have Troll Guts, you need to get that army passive going, because that's your only source of healing left, is if you can get a tier 3 Butcher. As other Screamers dive onto Lead Belchers. This Ogre build has so much ranged and so little melee that really there is nothing that can peel the Screamers from the Lead Belchers besides just shooting them with Nobblar Trappers, which is what is being attempted here. The Final Transmutation is out, but the Slaughtermaster is just going to leave it, because it was not attached to him. It was trying to punish this blob, but Final Trans is much more of a single entity killing tool, so it should probably just be attached to Slaughtermaster. And the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch is stuck fighting the Man-Eaters, which are very good melee combatants. Throws out his Chaos Spawn Summon, does have Screamers supporting him, but he needs to back off, most likely. And Tzeentch is doing an alright job. They're ahead on the balance of power. They've taken out 3 of the 4 Lead Belchers. I'm actually kind of surprised they're up on the balance of power, though, because I would much rather be the Ogres in this situation, personally. As your Sour Guts are getting picked off. Ooh, nothing's chasing the Halberds, though, so the Ogres aren't getting a ton of passive. That could be a problem. And the Severed Claw are still here, I suppose. Still, I would rather be the Ogres. I feel like the Powder Guts are in a good spot to do a lot of work. Killing the Exalted Heroes of Tzeentch. That Chaos Spawn Summon isn't real. You have to remember that, of course. So we'll see. This tournament has been so much fun, man, Contrarian. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm suspicious of you, but I'm glad you're having fun. I'm still suspicious. So Screamers finish off the 4th and final Lead Belcher, but Ogre Bulls get a rear charge and they're getting shot by Nobblar Trappers, so they probably won't last much longer. Lead Belchers are rallying, but they just don't have the volume of fire anymore. When you're down to 5 models out of 16, you just don't have the DPS to, like, really be crazy. It's fine, but it's not great. Over here, the Slaughtermaster's still dealing with the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. It's okay. I mean, both of them are casters, so it's not like either of them is really that insane in melee combat. And the Powder Guts get a good surround onto the Exalted Hero, though he does have his Colossal Strike pop. If the Ogre Kingdoms ever get their tier 3 armor ability Butcher, they definitely need to throw it on the Powder Guts, because your Powder Guts are the key to winning this matchup at this point. Look at how quickly they can take out a hero when they surround it like that. You're going to need to do that several times. And then their pistol shots are still pretty good against the Severed Claw, and they have full ammunition. So I do hope they get a Butcher soon, as some Bulls are starting to chase down Marauders. That's how you get that juicy army passive. Lead Belchers do need to be rallied. They need to fire uphill at these Chaos Warriors with Halberds. Since they're uphill, they're actually pretty easy to hit. The one time you don't want to be on a hill. Shiggy Diggy, no. No, they're not. Powder Guts for now just sitting on the sidelines and shooting. And this is one of the reasons I was saying I'd rather be the Ogres earlier, is I was a little worried this would get down to this situation. So you have a bunch of armored, slow halberds, and the enemy has a bunch of faster ranged. Your only thing that can get to them is the Exalted Hero and the Lord. But then you have the Powder Guts, who, if you get isolated from your halberds, are going to run up and beat the shit out of you. So that's why I would rather be the Ogres. As unfortunately, the Ogre's a bit of a misplay there as their Slaughtermaster. Well, great play from Tzeentch, putting the Final Transmutation on the caster this time. But the Slaughtermaster didn't recognize it quickly enough, so he stayed near the Powder Guts, and they took a bunch of free damage they didn't have to if he just ran away with the Final Transmutation. So both a good play from Tzeentch and a bit of a rough one from Ogres. But Tier 3 arm ability of Tzeentch trying to catch the Lead Belchers unawares. It looks like they dodged out just in time, so they'll be fine. Anyway, what I was saying before is if you saw the Warpstone Cup top 8, you saw Alfredino versus Berserk, and there was a game where he was down on his Beastmen versus the Tomb Kings of Berserk, but then he kited him for so long that Berserk just surrendered. And this is a similar situation, where it's like, Tzeentch is up on the balance of power, and they technically have more health on the field, but they have no agency to stop the Ogres, so they're in a lose-lose situation, and they're just going to get slowly picked apart. Chaos Sorcerer getting chased off the field by Trappers. Brain Gobbler also making him much more susceptible to routing. Though now the minus 16 doesn't matter, because I think he's minus 50. Maynard Pistols aren't quite able to finish him off, so he will get off the battlefield. The balance of power is evening out, though. If the Severed Claw killed this overextended Slaughtermaster, he's trying to run away, but I'm just saying, if he does stay in there and die, then that will be a pretty bad way to lose, because then all these blinking leadership bars will stop blinking and turn into routes. Recently got into Total Warhammer. I love the tournament's favorite game. Dead Legend, I'm glad. If you ever want to join us, hop in our Discord. We post all of our tournaments there. Host a new player tournament every week. There are other excellent tournament hosts that host non-new player tournaments, but just like fun, silly events. So, lots of tournaments. Even if you don't want to play on tournaments, we have a ladder if you get tired of playing ranked matchmaking on the official client. If you don't like it for some reason, we do have a Discord server where people just play. So, there's that. No Butcher so far, so I don't know where the Ogre's army ability has been going, but it is not into healing their Powder Guts, which I take issue with. The Exalted Hero of Tzeentch is trying to knock some of their models out to save the Severed Claw, though he himself is going to die for his efforts. Down to 0 leadership, and he routs. Killed 2 of the Powder Guts in his charge, though. Welcome to the Severed Claw meta. Can they kill literally everything? Doubtful, since the Powder Guts have that much ammunition left, and we have just 2 Lead Belchers. Yeah, they'll be fine against 2 Lead Belchers. I'm gonna play it at times 2 though, because you're about to watch the Severed Claw just get shot for a while. They're gonna rout, maybe. No, they're not. They're fine. Nope, they're gonna rout. They're totally gonna rout. Nope, they're fine. Man, you're still shooting it. It's over. Flattered. No room for you. You can hop out if someone leaves. If someone leaves, sure, but I don't know that they'll do that. This game would have been over if he brought Troll Guts. Troll Guts is not based. Fat Kid at Recess, pulling it off with the Ogre Kingdoms, which on our tier list, I got shouted down for saying they were a good faction. Everybody else thinks they're trash, apparently. 4,000 value on the Man-Eater pistols. You'd love to see it. Exalted Heroes did okay. Caster did fine. Chaos Warriors just kind of got, like, kited and shot, which was pretty brutal for them. The Screamers did fine. You like the elevator music? I don't think anybody else did, but We take those. Okay. Oh god. Alright, we're getting yelled at. Oh no. I have so many messages, and so many of them are angry. Why is everybody yelling at me? I don't deserve it! I don't deserve it! No, I'm just doing my best. Someone sent me... We have 2 games that people sent me that they claim are the closest games of the day, so I guess we'll cast them. Guess it'll be fine. If you are knocked out of the tournament, but you're still feeling up to playing some games, Tactical Itch does have a tournament that starts in 30 minutes, so check-ins are going on right now. Could go play in that. We'll be rating his stream afterwards. It's just called close, so it must have been close, you guys. Must have been. Scarbrand is just the player's name. Scarbrand versus Inomindium. And Scarbrand did not bring Scarbrand, so actually, I'm not going to cast it. I'm not gonna. You can't make me, so goodbye. An hour and a half, not 30 minutes? My bad, Lich. I thought it was at noon. I thought mine started at 10, yours was at noon. But, okay. It's fine. Flatter, can you join Tactical Lich's thing? Probably, dude.
If you live to return victorious, then you
Okie dokie. Scarbrand, not Scarbrand, but brought Valkia and Karanak, the doggo of Khorne, with his Fleshhound summon in his net. We have Chaos Furies, Bloodletters, Exalted Bloodletters, Minotaurs, and that is it. A very straightforward, pretty small build from Khorne. On the other side for Tzeentch, a very small build as well. A Mutilith Vortex Beast, Sorcerer of Tzeentch with Pink Fire and the Infernal Gateway. That's what it's called. Is it the Infernal Gateway? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Chaos Lord of Tzeentch on foot with his Halberd. Weird Spawn, double Chosen with Halberds, double Forsaken, and the Knights of Immolation. You probably read the check-in time? That sounds like something I would do. So Mutilith Vortex Beast is trying to get to the point where it can start draining down the Khorne infantry. It is a Mortis Engine type thing, as Valkia and Karanak are trying to stop it. But this little Chaos Lord of Tzeentch is trying to hit Valkia, though neither... Oh, Karanak's big, she isn't, so his Halberd will actually be pretty good against Karanak. We'll see if he bothers with that. But the Mutilith is not enjoying its current fight here, with the fierce Hound of Khorne, Valkia stabbing the shit out of him, as the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch is just nearby like, I'm helping, I promise, oh god. Mutilith is already like doomed. For Khorne though, their front line has taken a bit of a shellacking. We've already lost both of their Chaos Furies. This Bloodletter is about to die, more Bloodletters are about to die. Tzeentch, their Forsaken took some damage, but both of their Chosen with Halberds are completely chilling. And then we do have the Knights of Immolation. Problem though, Khorne took the point, and if in the late game Tzeentch just ends up with Flying Knights, they aren't going to be able to capture this point with any amount of certainty. Minotaur's trying to get a good attack angle onto the Mutilith Vortex Beast, which has taken a lot of damage. He's been going through it, man. He's having a bad time. Rear charge with the Minotaurs, he will rout. He is mortal. He is not demonic, so he has no demonic disability crumbling, but still, can rout. Can get out of here. Valkia fighting back this Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch. And the Fleshhound summon is out from little Karanak. Timer is slowly ticking up, though. These Exalted Bloodletters haven't given in just yet. Their leadership is faltering, but with a rear charge in from Fleshhounds to help them, that should stabilize their leadership. Oh god, they're gonna crumble. No, they rally. Oh my god, they're gonna fucking die. Holy shit. Are they holding or not? They're holding. No, they're not. They were trying. Meanwhile, Valkia killed the caster off screen. Looks like actually Karanak had a lot to do with that. Oh yeah, he silences the caster when he's nearby. So the caster probably didn't get off that many spells, honestly. Fleshhound summon will fade away eventually. The Bloodletters over there did also die, but the Minotaurs are getting out a lot of damage onto the Weird Spawn and the Knights of Immolation. So as long as there's no infantry support, the Minotaurs are just vibing. Where's the double Chosen? This Chosen's already dead. Not great. This Chosen is completely fine. That is great. As we have Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters, that'll be a huge problem for these guys. The only way I could see Tzeentch coming back in this is a huge Infernal Gateway. Oh! Oh, hey! Is that an Infernal Gateway? Was I right? Oh, God! All the Bloodletters are dying! And you really needed them to kill the Chosen of Tzeentch with halberds! Oh, fuck, bro. And then he just routs again. I love that. He routs as Valky is chasing him. He comes back, throws down the exact thing Tzeentch needs to stay in this game, and then routs like, I did my job. Fuck it, I'm out. As the little lightning caster gets in here. Because this guy did bring his, like, whatever it's called, sentient storm cloud, so he has occasional lightning strikes around him. But the Chosen of Tzeentch with halberds getting low, though I do worry if these last Bloodletters actually die, there might be literally no way to kill the Chosen with halberds. Because the Minotaurs are too wounded, Valkia doesn't want to sit in them, Karanak doesn't want to sit in them. The Weird spawn down to 4 models, not a lot of HP between them. And Tzeentch is also very low, but we still have this foot halberd sitting here, being spooky. Game Boy speaking into existence. This was a replay. I haven't seen this before, so there's no way I could even possibly cheat. But the Chosen with halberds do rout. Huge problem there for Tzeentch. They have a different Chosen with halberds, but they're unbraced, and I imagine if the Minotaurs charge them right now while they're unbraced, they're going to take so much damage it won't even be funny. Oh, God! 300 of their remaining 1,300 HP is gone. Make it 400. Make it 5. And now they're going to rout. Knights of Immolation charge back into the Minotaurs and try and get rid of them. The Minos of Khorne, very low in HP, but chilling on leadership. Khorne Minotaurs are a bit more spooky than other forms. And Karanak actually did catch this guy out again. Pray for the Blood God net as all those little doggies run around him. Karanak does his job and snipes out the caster. That is like literally what this unit is designed to do, but the Minotaurs take a bolt of change from the Chaos Lord, who has Change or Die popped, giving him more damage resistance. Valky's trying to dive in. Karanak's coming, but Khorne is so low, and they have no infantry left. Everything is big, and the last thing left for Tzeentch is a anti-large, full health combatant. Khorne is trying to avoid a blob fight with the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch right now. They are just running over to catch anybody who is away from him. But these are Chosen of Tzeentch. And they do pretty well at stabbing the big Minos, even as they're routing. They swing a little bit. Blast Spear Slaupnir through these guys. Nice 300 HP off the top of them. And we'll route them another time. I feel like they've routed a ton. But it's just Valkia and Karanak now versus this guy, but the point's constantly ticking up. The Chaos Lord of Tzeentch just needs to go take the point, as much as it sucks, but he can't chase around these two mobile units while the point is ticking up. He's got to walk over there. Worst Professor? Sounds like a Worst Professor move. Chosen are shattering. The point is still ticking up, and unfortunately the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch doesn't seem to realize the danger of simply time. Karanak, no! Karanak, don't go to the point. You might draw his attention to it. Just let the point tick up. He doesn't seem to notice or care. Valkia dives in with Demon Shield. She's probably going to back off as soon as her invulnerability wears off, but just get a couple quick charge attacks in and then run away. As the Chaos Lord still has not realized the real objective is over there. Karanak's going to dive in. They are just going to take a 2v1 on this guy, and he hasn't hit Valkia in forever. Valkia... Nope, it's Karanak that's backing off. Valkia just gets another hit on him for free. There, he finally plinks her in the head. 135 tickets left as Karanak charges in, knocks over the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch, who can't catch a break. And Valkia is going to try and charge in one more time. She did not get a hit. He hit her. Then Karanak rear charges him. They're really trying to take him out. Point's still ticking up. I don't know what Tzeentch can do at this point, as there goes a net with a Spirit Leech type damage ability tied to it, so he's going to take a bit of damage for 20 seconds. And Valky's charging back in as he's going to rout. Yep, he's gone. I am shocked that Chaos Lord did so poorly in that endgame situation. I mean, effective cycle charging by Scarbrand, he did very well there, but I was still surprised at how many attacks the Chaos Lord missed, even when he got to swing. For Khorne, the Furies unfortunately just had nothing to do. This whole Tzeentch build was melee and heavily armored, so they just kind of ended up dying. Bloodletters did pretty well. Valkia and Karanak did pretty well. Minotaurs did nicely. For Inamanandium, this caster got hunted quite a lot by Karanak. It was difficult for him to get much going there. His Lord did fine. His Chose with Halberds did... Oh, one of them got wrecked. The other one did fantastically well. Knights of Immolation and Weird Spawn did okay. Needle Vortex Beast got rolled. A Banshee forgot how to do magic attacks because she was petting the doggy. I would too, dude. I would too. We don't want Conquest. Alright, we don't want Conquest. Alright, we don't want Conquest. There's a land battle. Finally, a land battle. I'm trying to flip back and forth between Conquest and land. I don't want to just cast all of one and then all of the other. It sounds dumb and lame. Like me. Contrarian's Codex on the Skaven versus Hayseed on the Warriors of Chaos. And Deathmaster Tzeentch versus Kolek Suneater. That's a thing. I mean, Hayseed seems to just love Kolek, so I guess we'll take it for what it is. For the Skaven, Avalanche Mortars, Deathmaster Tzeentch, Warlock Engineer with just Cleansing Ruin, bunch of Clan Rats for a front line, some Skaven Slave Spears, Rat Ogres, the Teeth Breakers, Rattling Gun, ROR, and then 4 Gutter Runners, some with poison, some without. The other side for Chaos, we have Chaos Warhounds, Chaos Knights of Khorne, Aspiring Champions, and Marauders. Aspiring Champions are here just because their low model count makes them less susceptible to globes. You have the Knights of the Brazen Throne, Chaos Sorcerer of Fire with Burning Head to lower the Skaven leadership, and then Kolek Suneater to provide a bunch of terror and speed and aggression. I swore one of the Chaos Warhounds was a Chaos Warhound of Khorne, but I guess not. Oh, there's more in the back. There we go. 2 more Chaos Warhounds in the Vanguard, and 1 is a Chaos Warhound of Khorne. The Avalanche Mortars have killed a Marauder, and the Gutter Runners have killed a Chaos Warhound. And come the Teeth Breakers, doing several damage. Several. And now they're going to light up Kolek. Absolutely just massacre this fool. Oh my god! Oh my god, so much damage! Jesus Christ! How could he ever recover from the amount of damage he took? And there's going to be a second volley! Oh my god! Oh my... Oh, Jesus! What the fuck? Oh my god! He's dead! He's just dead! He can't come back from that. And a third volley right to the face! Oh my fucking god! Jesus! So much damage! Holy shit! Wow! Wow! Oh my god! I gotta take a breather. My eyes couldn't track how much damage just happened. Oh my! Holy fuck! His health bar was like here, and then it was like there. That had to be... What was that? A net? 3 volleys and a slowing effect? That had to be 30% of his HP. At least. Maybe 35. That's fucking... Wow. 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 I can't... Skaven need to be nerfed! Oh... Alright. Well, they got 3 volleys onto Kolek while he was netted, and they almost paid for themselves, so I'll give them that. Kolek charges Tzeentch, Tzeentch charges Kolek, Kolek charges Tzeentch, Tzeentch runs away from Kolek. But the dogs were peeled away, so the Teeth Breakers are back online, and at hyper close range, they will do a lot more damage to Kolek, so he wants to be a little careful. But it looks like he's not giving up on fighting Tzeentch just yet. There's also some Gutter Runners continuing to deal with him. And Rat Ogres too. Kolek might be overextended. And for Warriors of Chaos, what are you going to do, man? Overall, you're just taking way too much damage everywhere. Kolek's getting smoked. Aspiring Champions are trying to fight back, but things are just taking too long, and the Skaven are peeling them apart. Teethbreaker's still trying to fire at point-blank range. Kolek will take them out with a Burning Head's help. That should be a terror up pretty quickly. There we go. Still run away. But Kolek is so low that next time Tzeentch has... Ooh, Flensing Ruin too. Okay, I was going to say next time Tzeentch has a net, he can just run up and 2-shot Kolek. But a Flensing Ruin Overcast should finish him off, especially if Tzeentch is going to run... Why don't we just do everything? Nope, never mind. Tzeentch is going to try and run away. Tzeentch, dude, just hit him like one time. There you go. Kolick is dead. Knights of the Brazen Throne trying to run away. But that is a dominant Skaven victory. Paying for yourself in 3 volleys? Almost paying for yourself in 3 volleys after also using a net, after also shooting at a very expensive tall lord at close range. I mean, sure. For such a jank and hard to use unit. Trying to kill the Aspiring Champions. Doing several damages. Man, that's a good unit. Nerf rally guns. Rear charge in from the Rat Ogres with frontal issues from the Skaven slaves. I mean, that's just going to be really tough. And the Warriors of Chaos are just so far behind. We're only 4 minutes in this game. The bounce power looks like that. And the Warlock Engineer even feels brave enough to take a fight with Chaos Sorcerer of Fire in melee. Which, his next Cleansing Ruin should kill the Chaos Sorcerer of Fire if Tzeentch doesn't get to him already, though. I know his net's on cooldown because we just saw him use it on Kolick a second ago. Army losses should take Warriors of Chaos out when this Marauder routes. That should be one step too many, so they'll probably just Army loss here in a second. Alright, let's see if I was right. Marauders route. Ah, no Army losses just yet. Chaos Knights of Khorne fighting back. There's a Cleansing Ruin, and that'll definitely cause Army losses. Unless the Knights of the Brazen Throne rear charge onto the Teeth Breakers and the Avalanche Mortars is somehow enough bounce power to keep the Warriors of Chaos in it, but I think losing your caster should be enough to just call this one. Yep, there it is. Tzeentch is the only unit in the game with the scaling damage on his melee. Doesn't the Gorgon have it too? I'm trying to remember. I think the Gorgon might also have it. Teeth Breakers cost increase from 950 to 2,000 to better reflect their benefit impact. Aren't they still 1050? I think they might still be 1050. Are Doom Knights any good against Skaven? They can be, but you have to play like really well with them. You have to play with them like Vargeist from the Vampire Counts. So you can't just throw them in and hope it works out. You have to like cycle charge and be spooky. Teeth Breakers, 1550. Let's go. Skaven A tier, by the way. I've been arguing that they're A tier. It's Strat and Black Knight were the ones that said they're not. So blame Strat and Black Knight. I said they're A tier. Now I'm curious about the thing. I just want to see if the Teeth Breakers are truly 950 or if they're 1050 like I thought. They're still 1050. Fuck you, I know Skaven. You can't slip one past me. You can't try and lie to me about Skaven. I know everything. I know everything about Skaven. Don't you dare come into my house and tell me what Skaven units cost. I will end you. Alright, we have Joyboy versus Anarian. Beastmen versus Dark Elves. A little itty bitty map. Like on a little itty bitty map. Little itty bitty tiny map. Bloodpine Woods. Little bitty itty bitty tiny itty bitty map. We've crept up to 70 viewers, which is low for us, so I don't care about this stream anymore. We're throwing in the towel. I can't take a stream seriously unless I have like 700 people watching. So 70? Nah, trolling. For the Beastmen, Gore Herds, Centaurs throwing axes, some Centaurs of Tzeentch, a Jabber, Morgar the Shadowgave, and a Beastcaster with Flock of boring. Everything's boring. On the other side, Scourge Boar Chariots of boring. After several nerfs, I actually haven't seen them for a long time. So welcome back, my friends. Coldwind Knights, Coldwind Dread Knights, Dark Riders, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, Dark Shards, and a Sorceress of Shadows with Pit of Shades and Melkoths. Some of the Beastmen are trying to flank. It's not gonna work, because one of you isn't in the trees, the other one is, but it's been spotted. It's been spotted. They know you're here, because hey, hey, look at this. Trees are here. You are not. You're just standing in the open and you're stupid. I know that's not how the game mechanic works, but I can see the Beastmen here, right? These trees aren't covering shit, so the Dark Elves can see them too. Alright, the Jabber is in. We saw the Jabber do very well in his first game of the day for Joy Boy, but can he do well in his second game? Oh my god, buddy slip! Yeah! Jabbers are so good. Oxyatl has scaling damage as well, but he's lame. Oh yeah, he does. Now that you say that, I remember it, but I haven't seen Oxyatl do well in freaking forever. Nice side charge from the Jabber, knocking some Dark Shards around, draining them with his Mortis Engine effect. Now they're low in leadership, but he gets immediately more charge runners on the Dread Spheres. He's just living his best life. Morker already chucks out his first Chaos Spawn summon to cause further disruption. The Scourge Runners are using their anti-large bolts onto the Jabber site. That is a great target for them, so good stuff there. But in the back line, the Centaurs of Tzeentch are tearing apart a Dark Rider. Though I suppose for the Dark Elves, they're like, whatever, we'll rear charge you with Cold One Knights, so we'll take that trade. As a big flock of doom overcasts and everybody around the Jabber site is trying to get himself free, but the Cold One Dread Knights have tried to lock him in place, but that's why the Jabber is the GOAT! Wait, okay, it's the GOAT men, the GOAT boys, but he's the greatest of all time on a roster, but he's not a GOAT. There's other things that are GOATs, like this over here, GOATs, a bunch of GOAT people, but him, like, the GOAT is an acronym, it's an abbreviation for the greatest of all time. I feel like I need to explain this to you. Pit of Shades? Ooh, Pit of Shades, onto 2 Centaurs of Tzeentch. Nice Pit of Shades, going to get some decent damage down onto them, but things are going pretty badly for the Dark Elves. They've just gotten completely overrun on all sides. Their front line is faltering, all of their Dark Shards are shut down, and now their cavalry is having to deal with Centaurs, which, if your cavalry have to fight Centaurs, generally, like, any cavalry in the game is losing to them. Centaurs are completely bonkers nutso right now, and the Beastmen are showing it as Cold Knights get rear charged by them. Centaurs of Tzeentch tearing it apart. Someone was in chat asking, how do you deal with crabs? Centaurs of Tzeentch, baby. Armor piercing, tons of damage, just incredible. You generally want to keep one kind of safe until the late game when you get into just Noctilus and crabs, and then you can charge the Centaurs in. They'll do a lot of damage there. Otherwise, Centaurs with throwing axes can also do a lot. If it has Centaur in the name, you need to take at least like 4. Fuck you, good. And that's his name. I'm not actually cursing at him. Dark Elf's very behind on the balanced power. The Sorceress is trying to dive Morger. Morger's insanely tanky, though. He has his own regeneration and decent melee stats, and he applies poison, so he lowers the amount of damage you do to him. So Morger will be just fine while his caster is diving him. Meanwhile, the Beastmen are cleaning up the Scourge Runner chariots with their Centaurs. Their Jabber Scythe is continuing to charge around and just rout off anybody that is remotely damaged. And that is going to be a GG to the Beastmen. Go, Morger, go! Run through piles and piles of Dark Elves. Ooh, Jabber. Come over here and charge this giant pile of Dark Elves. Come on. Come on, Jabber. Yeah! You know you wanted to. Alright, trigger the terror routes. Get them out of here. And then the terror routes cause army losses. And then the game ends. And then I move on. Does it? Does the terror route cause army losses? Nope. Yeah, there it is. There it is. GG's. Swear words. I'm sorry. I did 2 streams with no swearing, and I have to do a stream on Saturday with no swearing. So this is my swearing time. Centaurs all did pretty great. For Anarian, his caster actually got a lot of value. 2,000, well, 1,900, but pretty much 2,000 value on a Pegasus caster is really good. I think it was that Pit of Shades that caught the 2 Centaurs of Tzeentch. Everything else got trucked on, though. Cool gore herds. Yeah, they did alright. Killed a lot of elves. It's not an easy feat. Hey, worst professor. It was still during their terror route. I've been selected to pre-apply for a credit card with no background check. That must mean I'm special, and not that you market that to everybody and you're just trying to get my money. God, I love being special, dude. I think I'm the only person that they've ever texted about that that credit card thing. Anyway, I was just checking if there were more replays I had to be saving. Oh, wow. Whoa. Oh. Okay. Angel on the Skaven versus Scarbrand on Khorne. Conquest. Queek, double hell pit. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Skaven like losing, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Who needs to win when you can just lose? It's okay. Alrighty, this is Conquest. You gotta take the point. That's why they brought Queek Headtaker, best lord in the whole world. I can't say anything bad about him this replay challenge. I already lost. He sucks. Alright, cool. We have 5 Plague Monks, 2 Eshin Triads for some armor sundering, double Hell Pit Abomination, including the Thing, a Warlock Engineer, Cleansing Ruin, and Howling Warp Git, not Howling Warp Git, Warp Lightning, but he also has his Mortis Engine effect. And we have Queek Headtaker with all of his buffs. And that is it. On the side of Khorne, 4 Chaos Warhounds. Yes, 4 Chaos Warhounds, 3 Minotaurs, a front line of Marauders, and Chosen, 2 Chosen of Khorne, with Valkia. The Chosen are actually going to have a field day because the Skaven didn't bring any globes, which I'm sure the Skaven were expecting you not to bring any Chosen because they could just bring globes. Kyle Thompson, sorry if these super chats are getting too corny with the 10 pounds. You know what? I think just corny enough. Queek is in it with the Warlock Engineer. He is lowering their armor down. By the way, I love how the Mortis Engine effect and Queek's armor have like the same icon pretty much. That's just peak laziness. So those Marauders are doomed as the double Hell Pits come rolling through them with their new collision attacks. And Valkia, no! Don't land in there! She's infantry sized, so Queek can actually hit her. She does not want to take this fight. The Hell Pits aren't her problem. Queek actually is. Like, unironically, Queek's her problem. But this could be huge. Minotaur's getting a flat-out charge on the Hell Pit Abomination, and it is on fire because of Valkia, so it can get less healing than normal. It is going to take a lot of damage. Chosen Corner in here to help out, but a Flensing Ruin Overcast as the Demon Shield is up, so the Demon Shield will stop the first couple ticks. Meanwhile, in the back line, all the dogs and Furies all the time. Diving onto them, but the Plague Monks easily repel that attack, and the dogs are heading for the hills, but Khorne is slightly up on the balance of power, and I don't even know if I agree or not, as Valkia continues to take damage. The Hell Pit Abominations suffering a bit of an oopsie ouchie, but Valkia is next to Queek somewhere? I don't know. They're in the pile. Queek is near. Queek's getting good damage out, as this Warlock Engineer is just Mortis Engine draining everything down in this big old pile up on the point, as I think Khorne currently owns it. Valky's going to get back up into the sky as the Cleansing Ruin wears off, but a brutal time for her. Now, elsewhere, Khorne is winning the frontline fight. They're routing off Plague Monks. Now the dogs are starting to get stuff to chase down, so getting a bunch of those kills. Bunch of kills for Khorne. And for the Skaven army, the green side, they've already lost 500 troops. We'll see how many more they can lose as the dogs continue to chase stuff down. Now the Hell Pits have taken a bit of damage, but they're dealing a bit of damage back as the Minotaurs are both looking a little rough. Where's the third one? There's the third one, right? Is it already dead? Ooh, if it's already dead, Khorne is in some deep shit. Nope, it's right there. I just couldn't find its flag. 1 full health Minotaur left. Looks like it's going to get away. Doesn't want to fight on top of 2 Triads and double Hell Pit and Queek and a Warlock Engineer. And this is going to be kind of a nasty little blob. You have the Mortis Engine plus Cleansing Ruin for blob punishment spells. If Valkia lands, there's Queek to countercharge her. And then there's 2 healing giant single entities to tear out everything off. So I think the Skaven have, like, no memes, memes aside, they have complete control of the point, and Khorne is just going to give up. Not enough halberds or anything to deal with those Hell Pit Abominations. Queek with an impressive 400 value. Warlock Engineer and the Hell Pits both did fine. Plague Monks did pretty darn well. Triads did pretty well. And the Night Runners got run down by dogs, so I don't blame them. Is it true that it's common in the US to have multiple credit cards and that revolving payment type is widespread? It depends on who you are as a person. There are some people who manage their finances like that. There's some people who don't. So it's definitely like a thing, but I wouldn't call it common. I wouldn't call anybody's financial system in the U.S. common. Like, pretty much everyone I meet has a different way of handling their finances, for better or worse. It's just kind of like, it's wild out there. I'm going to look for some people I maybe haven't cast yet, because we have done a lot of casting of some of the similar people. Like, I don't know if I've had any Foxhead yet. I don't think we've had Slaanesh either, so I don't think I've had either of these players. Archangel on Slaanesh versus Foxhead on Tzeentch. Also, if you didn't know, it's on the tournament page, but in case you didn't know in YouTube land, this is a single faction tournament, so I just had players submit their factions ahead of time. If you notice, you're like, wow, this person's only ever playing Skaven, it's not getting banned. There were no bans, it's just single faction. Before the tournament started, I banned Dwarves, Empire, and Kislev, but other than that, I was like, go for it. Alrighty, for the forces of Tzeentch, we have some Chaos Furies, Chaos Lord of Tzeentch with Infernal Gateway and Blue Fire, Knights of Immolation, a single Changebringer with 2 Screamers up in the sky as well, Sour Guts, Zongors, and Separate Claw on the ground. For Slaanesh! We have Marauder Horseman of Slaanesh, Exalt the Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh with her Rampage, and then her AoE Rampage, so the Changebringers are going to want to watch their backs. We have some of the Fiends, Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh, some with Hellscourges, some without, and a Cultist with only his Gate Summon. Fiends are so strong now. Yeah, but I feel like Fiends needed it, man. Fiends have not been good ever. In the history of Warhammer 3, they've been trash. Just garbage. The worst thing on the planet. So at least they're finally good for once. And Slaanesh, I would still say even with Fiends, Slaanesh isn't a top-tier faction. Now, Demons of Chaos rose to being a top-tier faction for a lot of reasons, and Fiends are very good on that roster. But even with Fiends, Slaanesh is, like, fine at best, still a little weak at worst. If it's not uncommon, doesn't that automatically make it common? No! You're probably correct, but no! Anyway, the Changebringers need to be rampaged, like, right away. The first Pavane of Slaanesh has to be on the Changebringers and has to drag them down into the muck. As Fiends are going to obliterate the Knights of Immolation, please, rampage the Changebringers. You need to rampage them as they're firing down into this blob of Fiends, please! Just rampage them to the ground! An Infernal Gateway is going to go through these Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges. As this big old spooky lady is stuck fighting a Chaos Spawn Summon and all this stuff, the Infernal Gateway is going to do so much damage. But okay, this works too. AoE Rampage right underneath them. Yes, get them to land. Yes! Marauder Horseman, get in here. Honestly, go into melee. Where is she going? Stop! Let the Changebringers land! You gotta punish them! You dragged him to the ground. That's half the battle. You just gotta kill him now. No, where are you going? Just kill him. Fiends are coming in. Slaanesh is trying to take advantage of this opportunity to kill off the Changebringers, but some of them get up into the sky. Something is going to cast her. Honestly, don't even know what at this point. Is this Slicing Shards? Oh, it was a Rampage plus Slicing Shards combo. I guess you're going to kill some Zongors, and that'll be neat damage, but you really missed the opportunity to kill the Changebringers. Because now you don't have the Winds of Magic for Pavane, and your AoE Rampage is on cooldown. But they still look like they're in a bad spot. The Skirmishers are going to screen them away from the fight and just chase them down as the Exalted Keeper of Secrets turns back to the fight. But also, if she ever gets Pavane, she could just cast it on these guys and drag them to the ground again. But that's how you got to kill the Changebringers. You got to drag them to the ground. Fiends in the backline fighting the Sour Guts, but they're also getting rear charged by Screamers, so they're going to take a lot of damage, though Demonette Summon will help out with that quite a bit if it turns quickly enough. Changebringer's still getting mostly kited around. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets needs to figure her stuff out, though. Either rampage them and kill them in melee real quick and get on with it, or if you're going to skirmish them to death, then you don't need to be here and you need to get back in the fight. So I do have that criticism about the Slaanesh play so far, as the Keeper doesn't seem to know what she wants to do. Meanwhile, the Skirmish Cav still putting in a lot of pressure, doing a great job. Looks like we lost a Fiend in this backfield fight. Now the Skirmish Cav going into melee with the Screamers probably need to back off and just use their ammunition on these guys, because the Sour Guts also aren't really a ranged unit. They're just, like, emotionally a ranged unit, but they have strong melee stats. So these Marauder Horsemen going to take a lot of damage. Another Slicing Shards is down, but that's actually going to friendly fire Slaanesh so bad. Ah. Oof. Bit unfortunate here from Slaanesh. They need to tighten it up a bit, because they're in a good spot to win the game. They're just getting a little sloppy with it. We lost a Marauder Horseman over there. These guys are in position to fire, but they're all around the Exalted Keeper. Don't quite get the damage they need onto those Zongors. The Demonette Summon is gone. Sourgut's still alive and starting to rally. Knights of Immolation technically alive. What the... Alright, just American Red Cross saying they want my blood. You can't have it. You already took it recently. Go away. I'll donate it again in like 2 or 3 months. Sourgut's shooting at the Broader Horseman, Slaanesh getting a little bit of damage out while the Exalted Keeper just charges around. She does have... She didn't bring her Mortis Engine type effect. She just brought her heal. So she's not actually draining down the Zongors when their HP gets low. Now I'm getting worried about Slaanesh. I don't know how you're going to be able to kill the Severed Claw. Sorcerer might be a bit of a problem too. Now you can rampage him to the ground, but if you lose all your ground support and he has ground support, you can just pull through them to get back on this guy. You hate mosquitoes? Okay. The Slaanesh player is actually a Tzeentch player? Oh. Oh. Oh, that's not true. Oh. Another blue fire is out to snipe out the Exalted Keeper secrets. So much damage from that spell onto her because she has like no missile resistance, no magic resistance, and no armor. Bolt of Change is also going to do a lot of damage to her, and all of a sudden this is looking dire for Slaanesh. Now she is going to heal up a little bit because these Zongors are low leadership, and anyone near her that's low leadership will offer her a bit of healing. There they go. So that's kind of nice. But still, I'm getting concerned. A Pavane is cast onto the Pink Horrors just to get them into melee, I guess. But again, they're a hybrid unit. They're fine with being in melee. Whee! Rear charge in from the Marauder Horseman. Get some decent damage. Probably going to need to back off. Are the Severed Claw ITP? No. So there is a hope that in the late game if you can terror route them or something. But another blue fire is coming in for the Exalted Keeper. She has 3,200 HP. Yeah, those blue fires are doing about 900 damage per cast. That's not great. Chaos Warrior is trying to grind through. The situation is most dire for Slaanesh. A couple misplays really cost him. Which is why Slaanesh is a hard faction. When you're that squishy and that expensive and stuff, and your whole thing is like, we're fast. If you make any mistakes, whatever unit that made the mistakes is just going to die instantaneously. Is that Infernal Gateway or another Slicing Shards? Looks like it's Slicing Shards. Slicing Shards trying to take out the Zongors. It will not do, like, any damage to the Aspiring Champions. Yeah, they just don't have enough models to be truly hit by it, as another blue fire hits the Exalted Keeper secrets a little bit. And Hazel is getting all upset. I wonder if somebody's home. What can Northsco do against Tzeentch Air Force? Skirmish Cav, Marauder Punches with Javelins is also fine. You have standing foot troops, but it's pretty difficult. I definitely wouldn't want to end up in that matchup if I was you. Because also Tzeentch has access to a lot of fire damage, magic damage, so they're bypassing your Skin Wolf's physical resistance and your healing. And doing more damage to you, because Regeneration comes with a fire weakness. So that's all pretty rough, and then they can air cheese you and you have no air force whatsoever. Like, you have a Frostworm and a Manticore. Woo. Big whoop. So yeah. Tzeentch versus Norska is just a cursed matchup you should avoid probably at all costs. Flatter is out from Tactical Lich's tournament. Fair. Marauder Horseman trying to charge in just as Army Loss is going to hit. There it is. And that is GG. Slaanesh tried so hard. They got so far. But in the end. Taco, Pizza, Burrito Bowl. Changebringer still managed to get 1,200 value. Sorcerer Lord got 2,700-ish. Sourguts did fantastically. Screamers did okay. For Archangel, Lord did well. Skirmish Cav did pretty well. Fiends got rolled. GG. GG. Where was that? What was I just casting? This one. It was pretty close. I'll agree. Let's check in on the... I'm checking on the bracket quick just again, making sure things are going okay. Bottom bracket has 4 games left to get to finals. Top bracket does have finals. Alright, sorry. Back to Conquest. We've cast some Joyboy, we've cast some Jeopardy. Cast a little bit of those guys. What about Falling Star and Fisho? Let's do that. This is land battle, though. Fine. I'll accept it. I'll accept some land battles. It's allowed. Falling Star on the Skaven versus Fisho's Vampire Coast. And this is pretty good for the Skaven these days. It's a pretty good matchup for the Skaven. Fisho's going to have a tough time of it. And Falling Star's build is pretty good, too. Honestly, I would be surprised if Fisho came close in this game. I feel like the Skaven build is very on point in a strong matchup. For the Vampire Coast, we have some animated Hulks. Lamprey's Revenge, Rotting Prometheans, Gunnery Mobs, Fellbats, Dogs, Count Noctilus, and a front line of zombies. Makes sense. For the Skaven, we have a Plague Clock Catapult, I thought I saw. Okay, just a Warp Lightning Cannon. I swore I saw, like, a slow lob of a Plague Claw come in, but never mind, I guess. Warp Lightning Cannon, 2 Jezzails, 3 Jezzails, actually. Some Rat Ogres do a bit of peeling, Clan Rat Spears on the front line, 1 Globe in case of Depth Guard. You have a Doom Flare for constant disruption, and Icket Claw with Cleansing Ruin for Count Noctilus. Meanwhile, the Warp Lightning Cannon is just going to make the Vampire Coast pay for every second they are charging. With only a Skaven Slave frontline, though, I guess that is the only thing I'd be worried about, is that the Skaven frontline is going to fold too quickly. Normally, I'd take just pure Clan Rats here, because the Vampire Coast frontline is so bad that Clan Rats can hold forever. Skaven Slaves, though, they're cowardly enough that animated Hulks might just kill them on the charge. Coast trying to set up a bit of a surround while they walk ominously in, but Icket Claw is just charging them for free right now. Throws out a little Cleansing Ruin. It is undercast, not overcast. Still, decent poke onto Nocti Knock. Fellbat's trying to stop the Warplock Jezzails from getting shots off. They will just die for their efforts. This other one, since this one's a little more healthy, it might get slightly more done, but their 19 melee attack and only 26 weapon strength really doesn't lend them doing too much damage to the Skaven Globes. Warplock Jezzails. Here comes the Coast front line. We'll see how long the Skaven can hold. Skaven Slave Spears already thinking about leaving. Regular Skaven Slaves right behind them, while the Clan Rats are just chilling. Clan Rats don't care at all. And Dogs sneak into the back. How quickly do the Skaven realize it and get their Rat Ogres to charge? Looks like the Rat Ogres are going to end up just fighting because they ended up in melee. And Jezzails are trying to peel these Scurvy Dogs off, too. But another Noctilus summon out onto the Warp Lightning Cannon. Can the zombies actually hit the crew? Warp Lightning Cannons are strangely tanky because so many things just jank out on top of them and don't attack the crew at all, but Zombie Summon might do fine. Coast is getting through the front line, which can be a little spooky scary. Wow. That Storm Demon actually did do a lot of damage to Noctilus, managed to hit him. So with the Crabs getting on the Jezzails, Dogs suicided for the Jezzails, 2 units of Dogs teamed up on him, now the Doom Flayers are going to kill them off, but the Skaven are quickly losing a lot of their range. We still have a Globe, we still have a Warp Lightning Cannon technically, though not for long. We have 1 Jezzail left, while the other one is kiting away, so 2 Jezzails, like, technically left. And the Rotting Prometheans are actually going to abandon their chase, so we will have 2 Jezzails left. I guess the Skaven shooting is alright. Coast have won this matchup over here quite decisively, but they need to get those assets onto the backline and really spread them out, as the Jezzails and Icket Claw are going to peel apart these Rotting Promethean mobs if they show up one at a time. That whole Vampire Coast area is going to have to get over here as 1 unit. The summon's doing decent damage to the Warp Lightning Cannon. I suppose it's enough. Yeah. And Warp Lightning Cannons are pretty much in melee at this point anyway. Like, the coasts are so close that it doesn't really have much left in it. The summon manages to rout them just before dying. So the Doom Flayer is in. The Doom Flayer getting stuck fighting the Lamprey's Revenge is going to be really bad for them. They'll die super quickly. Despite how really strong and probably broken the Doom Flayers are, I mean, if they fight armor-piercing cavalry or armor-piercing monsters, they just get rolled. As you can see right here, so the Doom Flayer is gone. Over there, another Crab catches the other Jezzail, which you need to do. So the Coasts are really trying to, like, claw this game back slowly. slowly. Globes get a huge volley on Lamper's Revenge, but that will probably be the last volley they get, as the crabs are now here to stab. I wonder if these Jezzails offer a bit of supporting fire. It looks like for now they're trying to help Ikit and kill off that other Rotting Promethean mob. I can appreciate that, but Ikit Claw with a massive whoopsie. Throws out a Flensing Ruin in the middle of nowhere. And if this zombie trends into it, I can see if it's overcast or not. Come on, proc. No, it's undercast. So at least he didn't overcast one into the middle of nowhere, but that's still really bad. A Noctilus summon takes out the last Jezzail. The globes are already gone, and now the Skaven are stuck in melee with the Vampire Coast, which is going to be brutal. Would Queek be better if they put Ska Bloodtail in the game and gave him an advanced form of card? Yes, Codex, yes. BOP. Unstoppable. Alright, Clan Rat's stuck fighting these random zombie mobs, though it's a summon, so who cares? Doom players are here to help out a little bit. Another Storm Fiend is going to try and hit Count Octolus. Or it's not, I said it earlier, right, Storm Demon. Yep, that one. We do have a Jezzail for the Skaven that is back in the far distance. Could turn around, offer a bit of support. A second Jezzail will also rally, and Globes are rallying, so the coast not being able to chase off these Skaven units could be the death of them. As Noctilus gets to fight Ikit Claw. Throws a Melkoth onto him, really doesn't do that much damage to Ikit, but I guess maybe offers a little bit of a slow while Noctilus is dueling him. And Lamper's Revenge are coming over. Ikit wants nothing to do with this, needs to run away. But the Flensing Ruin misses onto Count Noctilus have been a problem. One was not overcast, then one was just in the middle of the ground. He really needs to get an overcast or two onto Noctilus to get him to go ahead and die. Elsewhere, we have Deckhands mobs continuing to fight. Ikit is staying in this fight for a shockingly long time. There's another Flensing Ruin. It is also undercast, however. That spell is just much more cost-effective when it's overcast. Jezzail's sniping out the Rotting Prometheans mobs. The Animated Hulk's also getting pretty low. Ikit needs to just get away from here. He can't fight the Lamps of Revenge. He can't fight Noctilus, so I don't know why he's trying to fight both. Just let the Jezzails do it. Jezzail's still taking out Animated Hulks. We still have spears coming in. Ikit's going to roll away. And yeah, time is in the Skaven's favor now, as they're killing off the chaff. Summons have faded away. And the Jezzail's super far away so that Noctilus can't really get to them. He might have wanted to save those Melkoths. Instead of casting them onto Ikit, where they do, like, literally no damage. They don't do damage to single entities. Melkoths is a multi-entity model damaging spell. Probably wanted to Melkoths the Jezzail's. Just walking at them and Melkoths them to push them off the map. Ikit gets caught again by Lampreys and Noctilus. I don't know how this keeps happening, but it can't be allowed to happen if Skaven are going to win this game. Ikit is super close to routing, which might be honestly fine, because then he'll just run away from his problems. But he's getting shotgunned right now. Noctilus doesn't have Wraithstorm, unfortunately, so he can't just snipe out Ikit slowly. And the Jezzails continue to fire in, poking down Lamper's Revenge. Skill cap is very close. The Doom Flayers are in just to die. Blocking for a little bit of time. Jezzails and Globes going to try and carry. The Globes should probably just focus their efforts on this Polearms mob that's currently going to get to fight Rat Ogres. Though the Rat Ogre charge plus Ikit helping out might actually do enough damage to deal with it. Invocation to Heck is out onto that, but is this an overcast? No, it is undercast yet again. Still be good damage, but it's just not as, like, fantastically overpog as it could be. This might be the death of these guys, though. With a nice Globe Volley and Jezzail shooting in, and a Flensing Ruin on top of them at the time, Lamps of Revenge are just going to take too much. I think the next Globe Volley will shatter them off. 290, yeah, they're crumbling, they're dead. So the Globes need to kill those Polearms. The Jezzails need to kill Noctilus, though it does look like some Polearms are trying to go get to the Jezzails. Jezzails will do a lot of damage to Nocti-Knock, though. They're mostly infantry killers. They also do okay versus large units, but do especially a lot versus infantry. How was the suppression training for CA casting? Oh, it went pretty well the 2 streams I was doing that. I didn't for this stream. I've just been kind of having fun. As is my birthright. Another Melkoths onto Ikit. It does 2 damage per tick for 10 ticks. It does like, seriously, a Melkoths cast onto a single entity does, like, legitimately 50 damage tops. Please don't cast it. And I'm not even just like, oh, new players don't know what they're doing. Like, I see top-level players casting Melkoths onto single entities, and it pisses me off. It does nothing. Don't do that. Stop it! Noctilus gets taken out by an Ick charge, and that is GG. S tier gonna S tier. It's true. Fisho brought that game a lot closer than I would have thought. But the Jezzails rolling the poor crabs. 4,100 damage value onto Ikit. Jezzails 1,700, 1,700, and then the ROR Jezzails just got shut down immediately with only 200 value. GG. GG. S tier gonna S tier. Alright, we need a conquest game next, but I'm just checking in on the bracket quick. Still going, which is fun. Foxhead versus Trogdor. Conquest mode with Wood Elves trying to kite. Double Waywatcher and a Deepwood Scout. And then pure cavalry. No infantry on conquest mode. Concern. I am the big concern. Alrighty. We have 2 Great Stag Knights in the Wild Hunters of Khorne, so a bunch of armor-piercing cav. 3 light cav in the Glade Riders. We do have a Branch Wraith with Earthblood and Melkoths. Glade Lord with Prey of Anath Rema and then a Dragon Breath attack. No... Wait, is it Prey of Anath Rema? Yeah. No, what's that thing? The thing that goes pew and shoots a bunch. Whatever. We have 2 Waywatchers, Hawkeyes of Jakira, one of them, and then Deepwood Scout. Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Tzeentch on the other side. Blue Fire, Infernal Gateway, and his Spawn Summon. He's currently Prey of Anath Rema hit. Loses about half his HP, and now Breath Attack's coming for him, it looks like. No, she's doing something else. She's just charging him. Almost got him, but not quite. Elsewhere for Tzeentch, 2 Doom Knights, a bunch of Screamers, including the Shrieking Sky Rays, a Chaos Fury, 4 Zongors, and the Severed Claw. Infernal Gateway does catch some of the Waywatchers off guard. It will do decent damage to them, but their model count's actually pretty low, and they're getting an Earthblood right now, so they're not going to take, like, insane damage. Still a lot. I mean, it took half HP off an expensive unit. It's not bad, but they're not going to instantly die. Furies dove in to try and catch the other Deepwood Scouts, but a Great Stag Knight charge quickly took care of that nonsense. And the Wood Elves are feeling good. Falling back, got everything in control. Melkoths plus Waywatcher Volleys going to do a lot of damage to the Doom Knights. And Tzeentch hasn't secured the point yet, so the timer's not ticking down just yet. But this is a great fight for Tzeentch. Halberds, Chaff, and Shrieking Sky Rays all onto these Great Stag Knights. The Wood Elves got to pull them out of there soon. It doesn't look like they will in time, though, so that Great Stag Knight's going to be taken out of the game. The first real momentum Tzeentch has got going on this battlefield. Elsewhere, another Great Stag Knight is getting dragged down by Zongors and Doom Knights. It looks like the Trogdor is quicker to respond on this one, pulls it back to get near the Wild Hunters Khorne, who are busy peeling for his backline. The Waywatchers and Deepwood Scouts still falling back. Lots of ammo left on them. And in comes a sandwich onto the Doom Knights. While they get shot over the top, Great Stag Knights get a rear charge on them. That armor piercing going to come in clutch versus 120 armor of the Doom Knights. And they get pushed up in the sky. No barriers and a lot of damage on them. There's Prey of Anath Rema. Some of their models are still on the ground getting killed. The ones in the sky can't move out of the way of the Waywatchers. And that is a beautiful catch onto a very expensive unit. Tzeentch is going to be missing those Doom Knights. And a nice breath attack on the line. Wow, the Wood Elves are taking no prisoners right now. Just trying to get damage out. Raw damage. So that Doom Knight shattered. We still have a half-health Doom Knight, a half-health Shrieking Sky Rays, a bunch of Zongors, full-health Severed Claw, full-health Centaur of Tzeentch, and a half-health Caster Lord. Game would be more enjoyable without Changebringers in it. Yeah, I think Changebringers are probably a bad design choice, but they're not even in this specific game, so I don't know what we did wrong here. These Doom Knights continue to get harassed by the superior Wood Elf Archers. And they're getting pushed back. Will's moving up towards the point. But they do have you between a rock and a hard place. Either you let them cycle charge you with cav and shoot you with arrows to hold the point, or you back off the point and then they take the point. I think Tzeentch is in a pretty bad spot. But can an Infernal Gateway turn it around? Way Watchers and Deepwood Scouts trying to dodge. Some of them still get caught in it, however. Not able to fully get out of that one. They're going to take some damage. Not a lot. What's up? Now the breath attack out onto the Zongors. With their spaced out formation, they won't take that much damage to breath attack, but it's still good poke. Especially with the Hawkeyes and Jakira applying Discourage to them. If you can get any more damage onto the Zongors, they'll probably just rout. But the Wood Elves more than happy to keep pouring all of their ammunition into you while you hold the point, and they'll try and pick you off when you're weak. Weak and isolated. Severed Claw getting shot at now by the Way Watchers. I think they realize that they can kill the Zongors with cycle charging. They can't kill the Severed Claw with cycle charging. Dragon Lady's trying to get back up in the sky. Doom Knight's recommitting to the fight. Do you have any Prey of Anathramas left? You have one. I wonder who you're going to use that on. Oh, Doom Knights right now, and they're going to die. Ah, we're netted. Oh, no. We can't move at all. Archer's messing them up. Take that, Doom Knights. I hope your biscuits are always soggy. They actually didn't take that much damage, though. The Widows are very far away, plus these guys were already damaged, so it's not nearly as much damage. Another Infernal Gateway tries to catch some Blade Riders. Most of them are able to ride away. Also hits the Hawkeyes a little bit, but an Earthblood will try and counter that with healing. Does healing counter damage? I'm going to need a fact check on that. Somebody run the numbers. Does healing counter damage? Which bounce do you think needs the next fat bounce patch? Chaos Dwarves, Norska, Slaanesh still needs a bit of help. Oh! Those are the big ones off the top of my head. Blade Lord's charging around the Zongors. And man, Tzeentch is just content to just sit here and eat damage. And what else can they do? Walk out and get picked apart? So they might as well hold formation. Doom Knights and Shrieking Skyrays trying to chase off the Glade Lord, but they will get into a fight with Great Stag Knights. You might just have to take it. I mean, it's a 2v1, you have some armor-piercing anti-large. Yeah, they're going to get good damage out of the Great Stag Knights. So that's overall fine. Good trade for Tzeentch. Full health, Centaur is now already half HP as they fight back against the Wild Hunters, and a dragon lands on them. They're gonna tear out any second here. What is getting cast right now? It is a Chaos Spawn summon. It's out, and the Wild Hunters are immediately going to back off just as the Terror comes in for Centaurs of Tzeentch. And the Chaos Spawn could just run at the Archers and force them to either use ammunition on them or just run away, though I think Spawn are faster than Deepwood Scouts. Looks like they're just going for the Lord Snipe instead, though. Spawn trying to surround the Blade Lord and get a bit of damage out. They're not Spawn of Tzeentch, however. They're just Chaos Spawns. They don't have that armor sundering to make this easier to kill the Lord. Widows are up in the balance of power. They're behind on tickets. Tickets are about halfway done. But Tzeentch is looking out of it. Even the Severed Claw have taken a bunch of damage, and without them, I don't know how you hold. Way Watchers, 2 volleys left. Deepwood Scouts, 2 volleys left. Eyes of Jakira, nothing. Once the Spawn summon is gone, Tzeentch won't really have a lot either. The Severed Claw are their last hope for just trying to hold the point ad nauseum. In comes another Infernal Gateway. The Glade Riders see it coming. Do they dodge in time? Looks like mostly yes. It'll take a little damage, but not crazy amount or anything. And Tzeentch is losing the point currently. To what? I don't know what's taking this point from them. They have like 3 units on it. Spawn Summon's about to fade away. A Bolt of Change does a little bit of damage to the Blade Lord just off screen, but does sunder her armor down. Zongor's rallying a bit. Shrieking Skyrays are back. The Wild Hunters are going to try and pick them off. Wild Hunters do have magic damage, so they go straight through the physical resistance of these Tzeentchian units. The Wood Elves doing their best to gain ground on that capture point. Malkoth's out on the Severed Claw while they continue to take slight damage, but slight is kind of the key word. It's not like Hawkeyes or Jakira are bodying the Severed Claw or anything. You just wanted to slow Ikit into pole arms both times? Oh, I see. How long has it been since we've seen Chaos Spawn in the game? I think we've seen one today, but yeah, generally not that common, no. Severed Claw and Zongor's trying to hold the point, though a dragon is about to tear out those Zongors away again any second now. Doom Knights with a sick rear charge, though, and the Way Watchers and Deepwood Scouts that are being forced onto the point now that they're out of ammo are looking pretty sparse and pathetic. A couple Earthbloods keep trying to heal them up, but it's really not accomplishing too much. It's the Wild Hunters of Khorne trying to cycle charge over and over and over again to really get this going as the bounce of power, not the bounce power, so the conquest point is tipping towards the Wood Elves as these Way Watchers have added their bodies to the point. Hawkeyes of Jakira thinking about routing. Wild Hunters of Khorne still in it. Somehow these freaking Skyrays haven't disintegrated. There we go. There they finally do. The giant Glade Lord, though, she'll tear out the Severed Claw any second here, and then the Wood Elves will take the point, and I don't know how you take it back as Tzeentch with just a flying, almost dead Lord who's a worse combatant than the Glade Lord. 100 tickets left. There goes a Melkoth onto Severed Claw as a big charge hits them. No way they don't tear her out right now. No shot, brother. No shot they don't tear her out in this engagement. Wow. They're holding somehow. More Doom Knights charge back in for just a little bit. The Wild Hunters of Khorne are dangerously low on health. So are the Way Watchers, but the Wood Elves take the point, and that is going to be GG. No shot for Tzeentch as army losses hits them in the next second, too. Close game. Close game. Nice job by Trogdor defending his ranged, getting a lot of value out of them. His cavalry just had to die for the Horned Rat. Foxhead tried his best. His Caster Lord got a lot of damage value. Doom Knights just kept getting netted and countercharged by cavalry, but his Screamers got good value. Severed Claw tried to carry the game. Zongors did fine. Nerf Wood Elves. Yeah. And see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, is I'm noticing... Now, this is a new player tournament, right? And the game mode is still new. And the people who made the game mode still have many things to tell me about things that could improve with it, like contesting the point and stuff. But the thing I've been trying to say, and the thing I'm trying to be positive about, but for some reason people keep taking as a negative thing, is I am noticing some differences in Conquest games. I'm noticing different builds from the factions than they would take in normal matchups. Now, maybe this will get refined as more people play Conquest, and it will just become land battles, but with a point. But I don't think it is. I really do think that there is a third meta. There's a domination meta. There's a land battle meta, and I think there is a Conquest meta. So I don't know. I'm still from watching these games, I'm still like, this is a third unique game mode. I really don't think it is just land battles with a timer. Like, which is fine. Like, it just seems to reward heavy infantry a bit more, but if you go too far into it, then we've seen you can get like really hard kited. Like this one where he was just allowed to shoot for free forever. And then what was the other one? Where somebody had the point, and the other person had no chance of taking the point, but they just won the game. Oh, the Tomb Kings. I mean, that didn't matter because taking the point didn't matter as they just rushed the Tomb Kings, but yeah. So there is, like, punishment. It's not like you can just go heavy infantry and sit on the point if your opponent can take spells that deal with it. I mean, if they took a bad build that can't damage armored infantry, then yeah, you just took a bad build and you'll lose, but I don't think most games will be that way. Our lower bracket has 3 games left, and then finals, so there's 4 best of ones left in the actual tournament, as we've just been ripping through replays here. We just cast Trogdor, so I'll go to someone else. Let's do Shiriaki versus Archangel. And if you're seeing, by the way, if you don't know how the tournament works, there's 2 brackets. There's an upper bracket where if you keep winning, you keep playing land battles, and if you lose, you drop down to the lower bracket and play Conquest. So any Conquest game you've seen today is 2 players fighting to stay in the tournament. So whoever loses drops out of the tournament from all these Conquest games. I should have given you that that context. So Shiriaki and Archangel, desperate to stay alive. Conquest meta doesn't exist if you ignore the point. Okay, Dilatron, that if one player ignores the point and the other one doesn't, that they can win, but sure. Alright. Greenskins versus Slaanesh. For the Greenskins, we have Azhag, Fate of Demon and Spirit Leech for him. Stone Trolls and Orc Boys for a front line. Some Black Orcs, Crimson Killers, Squig Herds, and Orc Biggins. It's a lot of Orc Boys charging at the point. The other side for Slaanesh, we have Marauder Horsemen, Fiends, Seekers, Chaos Furies, and then a Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh with Slicing Shards, Rampage, and then our AoE Rampage ability. Mirror Guard and other Chaos Warriors, plus the Cultist with his Summon. This means Conquest is for people that lose. Oh. Alright, sorry. I just gotta answer it. Said the G word again? What's the G word? Oh, Greenskins? Like, I don't know if that's a real thing. Because they're still in the game as Greenskins. Like, I don't know what I can do about that. Because it's not just orcs and goblins. You'd have to be like orcs, goblins, trolls. Yeah, I think that's all three. Dang. Snotlings. You just end up having to list the whole roster at that point. Anyway, whatever. We're into the battle. Looks like Slaanesh took the point nice and early with their superior speed, and now Azhag's actually rampaged onto the ground, and then one of his charge animations takes him through the enemy front line, and now he's completely isolated against the Exalted Keeper of Secrets just due to an unlucky attack animation plus a rampage. Wah is out to try and get the Greenskins through that front line to support Azhag, but Fiends are in, and he is just completely surrounded, getting beat into the dirt. But he is staggering backwards. He is slowly getting back to his own lines. Maybe he can get back up into the sky and get to safety. And somehow the Exalted Keeper Secrets is also taking a lot of damage. But where's her AoE Rampage? Or is that one she used? She has Pavane and the AoE. It doesn't look like she used both of them on Azhag, but could have been. And in comes a beautiful giant Slicing Shard. So I guess if you did a Slicing Shards, we're not getting Pavane for a while. She definitely doesn't have Winds of Magic for that. The Greenskins are retaking the point a bit. As I love this just straight line of combat where everyone's like, listen, line up. Find your opponent, 1v1 him. And then when you're done with the 1v1, join somebody else's 1v1. But, like, for now, everybody just 1v1 each other. Azhag's getting dangerously close to routing, though he does take out the Chaos Fury that was near him. Fiends and Seekers getting around for a rear charge for some devastating flanker nonsense. Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh throwing at something. I kind of hope they're throwing at Azhag, because you've gotten him so close to dead that at this point you probably just want to commit and kill him. Her AoE Rampage has to be coming off cooldown soon. If she used it at literally the start of the game, it's been like 3 minutes. So, it's been about 1.5 minutes since you used it. It's probably off cooldown any second now. He's surrounded by Fiends. He's surrounded by everything. There's the second wall. And if you can charge up a second wall in time, you can definitely get out that other Rampage. It doesn't even look like she's going to need it, though, as Azhag is stuck. And now he's routing, so even if you Rampage him, he'll just keep routing, of course. So Azhag's probably going to die. Meanwhile, a Demonette summon comes out with a whole bunch of Orc Biggins and Black Orcs nearby. The Demonettes could not be happier about where they got summoned, so they'll run in and do a bunch of damage. And Azhag is about to get hit with a Pavane, but unfortunately, like I said, he's routing, so he actually can't Rampage. And he's not taking that much damage, because Pavane does a lot more damage against multi-entities. You can see he's taking 4 damage per hit. So, not a lot. What up, Phoenix King? Exalted Keeper of Secrets gets Sweet Sorrow to try and keep her in it. The Demonette summon is going hog wild, like we had said before, and it looks like Slaanesh is creeping back towards taking the point, though the Crimson Killers are a hell of a gate bodyguard. They're like, yep, come take this point. You can try. We'll be right here, killing anybody who comes near us. Azhag did die, though, and that is a disaster for the Greenskins' leadership. You can see these Black Orcs are about to rout, Orc Biggins are about to rout, and then Slaanesh is going to chase them all down, get a ton of army passive, and that is a unmitigated disaster for the Greenskins. The only positives the Greenskins can say is that Demonette is fading away now, so if they can get these Orc Biggins and Stone Trolls onto the point around the Crimson Killers, maybe they can hold, but they gotta dodge this Slicing Shards. The Black Orcs are trying to run. That's a big circle, though, and I don't think they're gonna make it all the way. In comes the Slicing Shards, though. Unfortunately, the Warriors of Chaos are walking into their own Slicing Shards. They end up taking more damage than the Greenskins do, but the damage is already done. The Crimson Killers are going to rout any second here. Oh, they're ITP. Oh, they're ITP. I forgot they're ITP. They're holding. They're holding. In comes a Fascination. That is a tier 3 armor ability. Does decent damage to Orc Biggins after it got some damage buffs when it went from a tier 1 to a tier 3 ability. But there's too many terror routes now. The Orc Biggins are all alone. I think the Orc Biggins are the only thing keeping Greenskins in this game. If they route with that much HP and the balance power this bad, they'll probably just army loss their team. There they go. It needs to be a real route, apparently. Nope. No? What? No? Yep, there it is. I was like, why is Narbil also sitting? What's happening here? Slaanesh stays in it. The Greenskins are out. Someone's messaging me about their run through the losers bracket where they've played a ton of Conquest games. Let's go through the value. Archangel, good win, good win. Fiends and Seekers did fine. Skirmish Cav did okay, but their Lord got a lot of value out. Shiriaki, it was a good attempt. It was a pretty close game, but just like Azhag getting sniped was problematic. Azhag really needed to stay in the sky, and then whenever they get rampaged, you know, that's going to happen. You can't avoid that, but then, like, you need to weather the storm and then get back into the sky as quickly as possible to stay safe. But he just, like, committed to the fight too hard and tried to keep his front line from leaving. I'm getting pinged. Why? Oh, it's Tactical Lich. That's fine. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at some things, which I'm allowed to do. I can look at things from time to time. So let's take a look. I'm gonna try and grab anybody I haven't cast so far and at least get them on stream once. And then after that, we can just start grabbing whatever looks fun. I haven't got to cast any KOTJ. I don't know if I've cast any Pride. Maybe, but I'm not sure. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good on getting around. I only saw 2 names I haven't recognized at all, so let's get back to them. KOTJ versus La 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 La. We saw La 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 twice at the start of the stream. But they're back. Back again, Shady's back. Tell a friend. We have not caught KOTJ at all. Playing Khorne. We love Khorne. After this tourney, I am now 0-6 versus Slaanesh. Don't let that happen. No Norska streamed? Yeah, not yet. We'll get to Pride. We'll get to him. We won't let him go uncast. So this must be in the lower bracket because it's Conquest. So these players fighting for their lives. KOTJ with a Chaos Lord of Khorne, Karanak, and then a Skull Cannon, some Minotaurs, Chaos Warriors with dual weapons, Marauders, regular, and Skull Crushers. Pretty diverse Khorne build. Nice. And on the side, it's the Skink Tide. Skink Skirmishers, Skink Cohorts with Javelins. A Saurus Warrior! Yay! I don't know if they're listening to the stream or not, but they took a Saurus Warrior. Double Stegodons. And then a Life Caster with Earthblood and Regrowth, and some Feral Cold Ones, and a Temple Guard. Like, I like this more. Just some holding power. If you ever get the point, you just need to hold it. But the Stegodons are here, with their big, spooky ballista bows. Looks like they're going to start shooting at Karanak and the Chaos Lord. Ah, tiny darts! Ah, tiny darts! Where's the big dart? Big dart. That's the projectiles of the lizards. Big dart or tiny dart. Those are all you got. What about solar beam? I don't see a solar beam in this game, so no. What about a troglodon? Still just a big dart. Anyway. Skull Crushers are in. They get a beautiful charge off on Skinks, kill them off. Now, if Khorne can take the time, they don't have a lot of dogs, unfortunately, in this build, but their Skull Crushers could take some time to chase Skinks to get a lot of kills to give them that army passive, but with only one Skull Crusher, it is going to be pretty hard to justify running off into the distance to chase Skinks, so it would be nice to have a dog or two. The Chaos Lord of Khorne is now the target of... I thought he was the target of both Sailons for a bit, but it looks like it's just one. Mazdamundi's... Not Mazdamundi. Green Mazdamundi. Throwing out Blood Statue of Despite. I saw Banishment trying to get cast, then it got canceled. Now it's getting cast over here. So he's trying to get as much damage out onto the Khorne roster as possible, but they do have buffed up spell resistance since the last couple patches. The Chaos Lord of Khorne isn't feeling too good. But I think the Lizardmen will have some oomph problems with trying to get onto this point. Like, you can see the Skinks are getting nowhere against this Khorne front line. They're getting nothing done here. The Saurus, a little stickier. They won't do, like, a ton of damage. It's not like they're going to kill all these guys, but they'll at least hold for a while. And I do wonder what the Lizardmen will do about clearing out these infantry. Karanak taking a lot of damage for now. Not quite able to do his thing and hunt over towards the Slaanesh, chase him down, make him silenced for a while. And the Bowstags, finishing off the Skullcrusher's Khorne, actually getting a lot of damage onto those guys. And that's nice. Taking out your opponent's only mobility is usually strong, but even so, it's like... I said the Skullcrushers don't want to chase down Skinks all day, but if they get damaged enough, they could just assign themselves to chasing off Skinks. So if you kill them, it allows your Skinks to route and come back, and route and come back, and route and come back. So that'll be fun. Stegodons. Karanak actually dove out onto them. I wonder if he's even going to go after the Slaanesh or not. But now he dives into Temple Guard. Maybe an overextension from this little guy. Despite how small he looks, he is a large unit. So being surrounded by Temple Guard, he is taking buckets of damage. He's taking like 600 damage while he's been in there. Temple Guard don't do magic damage, but still. Actually, wait, doesn't he mitigate damage? I think he gets rid of magic damage around him. Yeah, he does. So never mind. I don't remember if they do magic damage or not, but they wouldn't to Karanak anyway. The Stegodons are in, offering their bodies, and the balance of power is pretty even. It's going slightly Lizardman favored. Khorne's got that point, though. And I know I've said that a lot, but I feel like this one, the point actually might end up mattering a little bit. We'll see if the Temple Guard can hold. Stegodon's still stuck fighting Karanak. Minotaurs in the distance, taking out feral cold ones. There's Skinks nearby they could run down as well. Chaos Ward's dual weapons may be overextending a bit. And Khorne's gotten so many kills. They have killed 600 lizards at this point. I wonder what they're spending their army abilities on. Hot take, Horn of Khorne is the most overrated shit in the entire world. Who needs Horn of Khorne? Your Chaos Warriors have, like, frenzies. They have 46 melee attack, plus bonus versus infantry. Unless you're fighting infantry with, like, 60 plus melee attack, what good is Horn of Khorne going to do? Just save it up for a sword. Sword of Khorne is the only thing that matters. End of my TED Talk. As Karanak is trying to chase some Skink skirmishers, they will actually probably do a lot of damage to him. Sword of Khorne! Sword of Khorne! I caught one! I saw it in the wild! Meow! Yay! Sword of Khorne! That was underwhelming. You're stupid. Nope, you're stupid. Every Sword of Khorne is the best Sword of Khorne. Every single one. Chaos Warriors clustered up do get punished by a banishment, then a regrowth is trying to heal up the Temple Guard. Nice stuff from Lizardmen here to keep just a bit of longevity in this game while taking out your opponents. And now the point is wide open. I mean, even if they weren't just winning the game flat out, I think land battle or conquest, then the rest of this game goes the same. Because the Lizardmen are starting to get the infantry advantage. They can just walk over the point and take it. But there's too many of them. They're too thick. And they still have two Bowstags with a lot of ammo. It's not even like you can kite them with the Skull Cannon or anything. Slot of Life does not let others do his dirty work, he just dives in onto the Chaos Lord. But as Minos route, as all the Chaos Warriors route, it's a Lizardman GG. Khorne did his damnedest. He was the first Sword of Khorne I caught today, which I know people are telling me I missed one earlier, but I didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
which I appreciate you, KOTJ, for giving me my favorite army ability in the whole game. Love Sword of Khorne.
It looks so cool, and it's so fun, and it's satisfying when it hits, and it's awesome. And it's like just everybody dies. Who doesn't love it? Who also doesn't love Double Bowstag doing well? I see you, Double Bowstag. I see you doing pretty well. Go Bowstag. Go Bowstag. Go Bowstag. I mean, if they just fire one shot at the Chaos Lord of Khorne, they'll win this game. Because if he dies, then the leadership will tank so much that army losses will take over. These Stegodons are committed. They ain't letting the Skull Cannon get away with nothing. I love how they're going to melee with the Skull Cannon. They don't just like stop and shoot it. You're still a Bowstag. You have all the ammo in the world. You don't have to keep chasing everything down manually. Just shoot them. Your goddamn Bowstag. Oh, does it know? Is it gonna shoot? Nope, it's charging. It's going straight in. But then Karanak's gonna die anyway. And that'll be army losses. Just shoot them! Just shoot them! There it is. Get pissed off with all these melee sticks running around. Hope they get chosen halberds on the DLC. For Khorne? I don't know. I guess they do need another chosen variant, but... Chosen are one of those things where it's like, you don't really want them to be meta because they're horrible to watch. Just like slowly watching heavy infantry either die or kill everything is like, ooh, wow, content. Now this is content. Ugh. I love watching chosen slowly die or win. That's why I banned Dwarves from this tournament, and I don't know. I don't want to be that guy where I just ban entire factions for the rest of my life, but like, I legitimately, like, not being sarcastic at all, I legitimately don't remember a single Dwarf game that I watched that I was like, that was good content, I'm glad I watched that. In the last... When did Thrones come out? April? So yeah, the last 2 months, I haven't seen a single Dwarf game that's been, like, worth my time. Because what do? Hero Hammer Blob, hard box, with super tanky infantry that take forever to die, or they gyro cheese you. Which of those makes good content? Fucking none of them. Like, all of them are garbage content. It sucks. Like, there's some okay ones that are pike and shot builds. And that's how I like to play Dwarves. So, of course, I'm going to say it's fun because I think it's fun, so I play them that way. Where, you know, you have, like, 5 Thunderers and some Quarrelers and some Iron Drakes and maybe a cannon or 2. And then you have some Dwarf Warriors in the front line, maybe some Longbeards here and there. Like, pretty wide. I think that's fun, but, like, the 3 main ways to play Dwarves are all terrible for YouTube content. So then I'm like, wait, why do I want these guys anywhere near my tournaments? If they just make content bad, why do I want to watch them? Alright, let's watch Pride. Like, it's not about a balance thing. Dwarves are very strong, but that's not what I'm talking about. That's a different conversation. My point is, as a caster and a YouTube content creator, if a faction... This is just a hypothetical. Let's even pretend it's not Dwarves. If every time a faction ends up on my stream, the content is bad, at what point does it become advantageous to take them out of your content? You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not saying I have the answer to that. It's just something that, like, I'm philosophically wondering about. So, I don't know. Because if it's just a negative, then it's like, who's that for? Slayer Rush. Yeah. Alright. Norska versus Khorne. We have Chaos Warhounds of Khorne getting chased down by Norscan Ice Wolves, but the rest of the Norscan build, we have Marauders and Marauder Champions mixed in the front line. Marauder Spears, 2 Marauder Javelin Throwers, the Cold Voider, a Shaman Sorcerer of Metal with Transmutation Lead, Final Transmutation, and Searing Doom, and we have Throg, the Troll King. For Khorne, Chaos Warhounds of Khorne, all over the dang place. Marauders as a front line, chosen with dual weapons, 2 chosen with dual weapons. In the back, some Marauders and Valkia. That goes in the book! It's true. It does go in the book. Like, I feel like my point stands, though. Even if it's not Khorne, like, it is just, not Dwarves, it is just a concept that I have to think about. I'm like, when does it, like, if, you know, like I did with Bretonnia. Bretonnia was getting toxic and really unfun to watch, and every time they came on stream, people bailed, so then I limited their grails so that they weren't nearly as toxic. So it's like, you know, we've done it in the past, it's not new. Anyway, Norscan Ice Wolves get a nice downhill charge on the Chaos Warhounds of Khorne, route them off, and then really good job from Pride here to pull them back before the Minos arrive. So he's doing a good job with cycle charging with the little doggos. We appreciate it. Marauder Spears trying to peel for the Javelin Throwers who are currently getting a little bit of damage onto Valkia. Marauder Champion's about to take a nasty Spear Slap near that. Ooh, also goes through another Marauder. That's a lot of damage, and then Minotaurs are also charging in as Valkia dives in the backline. And while Norska has some good micro here and there, it looks like Khorne is overall getting the better of these engagements. So the Transmutation of Lead is out, taking Valkia down to 40 melee attack. She actually still has a ton. Wow. Okay, alright, Valkia. Over here, a nice breath attack from the Cold Voider. And this is my first game seeing Pride. But I'm really liking his micro, actually, quite a lot. He's playing Norskos. He's playing, like, maybe the worst faction in the game. Them are Chaos Dwarves. He's got an uphill fight, but he's playing the hell out of it. Good spell usage, good breath attacks. His dog's got some really good micro, and look at him dodging out of the Minotaurs again. Alright, Pride, let's go! You love to see it. Marauder Spear's running up to help out the front line. Throg has helped route some stuff, though he took some damage in the process. Now the Cold Voider is diving in onto Valkia. Valkia going to take a bit of damage as the Minotaurs are charging in, but the Transmutation of Lead is still on the ground. Now it wears off. Ooh, and this is going to be a disaster. Everything was going great for Norska until that happened, and now the Minotaurs of Valkia have a full surround of the Cold Voider. It is probably just going to die? It might just die. I don't know if he can break out, because he's got heavy models on every side. Dang, that is a disaster for Norska. Anyway, Minotaurs and Chaos Warhounds of Khorne trying to get through these Marauder Spearmen, get onto the Javelins, do some good stuff there. We still have double Chosen of Khorne running around. One is quite damaged, but he's still there, mulching through Marauders. And the Cold Voider is just gonna die, so I'll go check on these guys, mulching fools for a little bit. Oh, Marauders. You're so woefully outclassed, it's not even funny. Look at all these Marauders and Marauder Spearmen surrounding the Chosen of Khorne. The Chosen of Khorne just like, now I can fight in every direction! Funny how every single human faction dwarves are bordering over toxic right now. Pride is a top something Age of Empires player. No, he's not. No, he's not! No, he's not. Alright, now that I have soundly defeated your argument, thank you for your contributions. Dogs are back in, trying to cycle charge. Now, Valkia has taken very little damage, despite the Cold Voider's attempt to dive in on her. Throg is stuck fighting some Minotaurs, so Norska is starting to fall a little bit behind. We can see that. Khorne currently has the contest point too, so it's not even like you can fall back on. Maybe we can just last long enough. There's a big break in from Norska. They're all running away. Still have some Minos with enough leadership to stay in the fight. Valkia is going to chase down Throg, and her fire damage causes him fire weakness. His fire weakness to, you know, proc, and he takes more damage from her. Ooh, and that's our second mistake here from Pride, is Marauder Champions full HP chasing off random Marauders. They probably just got off his screen and doesn't realize they're still walking towards the edge of the map, so that is a very expensive, healthy unit off the field. I don't think that one's going to cost him the game, as it's kind of looking doomed even if they were here at this point. The Cold Voider diving in was also a bit of a whoopsie, but, like, he actually had some, like, really good play. That's why I'm talking about it as much. You might be like, well, it's a new player tournament. You didn't talk about everybody else's micro this way. It's because, like, he was doing some stuff that's pretty next level that I didn't expect to see in a new player tournament. Like, how crisp his dogs were at the start. Like, they charged in, got a bunch of damage, and as soon as they were in any danger, he pulls them out. That sounds obvious, but when you're playing the game, right, just to pause and talk for a second. Like, when you're playing the game, of course, yeah, you should charge your dogs in, and when someone comes in, charge out. Whoa, good analysis. But, like, you know, you got this going on, then you're maybe over here, your screen's not even looking over here, but your Valkyria's got to chase off Throg. Like, Total War isn't the type of game where you can just watch one thing and do one thing, the rest of your army's going to die. So it's like, getting your dog micro that well while also still playing the game in other places is what I'm impressed by. Can the top level players do it? Yeah, all the time. But I'm not expecting to see it in a new player tournament, and when I do see it, I'm going to shout it out, because it's good. It's just really good. I think his build let him down a bit, which if Phoenix King is being serious and that he is a top-level Age of Empires player, I could see it. Because his micro is on point, but his builds weren't. Which that just comes with game knowledge. You can't, like, play better into a good build if you just don't know. Because one of the things is, like, I would never take Throg versus Khorne, because Throg's weak to fire damage and Khorne has a bunch of fire. Right? Things like that. So, yeah. Still, though. Played the shit out of it. And he is playing, like I said, he's playing either the worst or the second worst faction in the game right now. Norska is not having a good time. Norska needs buffs real bad. Alright, Marauders of Khorne and Chosen of Khorne are going to secure the point, push off these dogs. A Sword of Khorne in the distance. I missed it, but I saw the end of it as it hits 2 Marauder Javelins. And now Valky is just going to finish off Throg. Wintertooth Crown making him unbreakable. Fight or Die giving him more stats. It doesn't matter as he is fighting Valkia, a halberd fire character. And he is a big old troll. I'm serious, he said in the Discord. Nice. Three Skaven on the bracket for finals. So that's because Skaven are OP, dude. Skaven are OP! Pride, we hope to see you in future events, but for now, Scarbrand continues on. Minotaurs and Chosen of Khorne getting a lot of value. Pride. Now the real question is, was Pride playing Age of Empires 2 or Age of Empires 4? Because nobody plays Age of Empires for 3 for some reason. Even though that's the one I played the most as a kid growing up. I loved Age of Empires 3. And then when I got older, it's like, Age of Empires 4 is great, Age of Empires 2 is great, Age of Empires 3 sucks, is what everybody tells me. I'm like, oh, I liked that one. That was the one I played. Oh. Top 10 from his country. Lies and slander. I'll 1v1 him in Age of Empires and I'll win. I'll fucking win, bro. I probably won't. I'm not very good at Age of Empires. I like playing versus AI, and I like building a nice town, and I like getting all my upgrades, and just that. It's just kind of like satisfying for my OCD to get every upgrade every single time. And then when you're playing real players, they actually want to like raid you and stuff, and I go, what are you doing? Can't we just handshake to agree to build nice towns and then throw doom stacks at each other in the late game? That's all I want to do. Wondering which matchup from here would be good now. Probably like legitimately Wood Elves. Other than that, they're fine. I think from here are fine, so it's hard to pick like a matchup when most of them they do okay. So now we're just casting any game we feel like casting. Tomb Kings versus Chaos Warriors with a lot of Dragon Ogres. Okay, I was gonna pass this one by, but that's a lot of Dragon Ogres. that is so many Dragon Ogres. That is a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, Kolek, and then 2 Dragon Ogres, one of which is the Summoners of Rage. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of Dragon Ogres. Tactical Lich is starting his tournament soon. You should play only arena matches in AoE 2. Then if you like that kind of game. But then I can already just play with AI, and I know the AI aren't going to judge me or hurt me. I know the AI are predictable and safe, and I can just build my fancy towns. Okay, for this game, between Hayseed and Jacardu, we have a front line of Marauders, because all the money went into the Dragon Ogres. Then we have 2 Dragon Ogres, one of which is Summoner's Rage, Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, Kolek Suneater, and a Shadows Caster with Occam's Mindrazor and Pit of Shades. And we got another Chosen of Khorne. A lot of Chosen today. A lot of Chosen. On the other side, for the Tomb Kings, Skeleton Warriors, Tomb Guard in the back with more Skeleton Warriors, Necropolis Knights with Halberds, 2 Shop Gripos, one of which is the Chosen of the Gods, be the Eyes of the Desert, Purple Stalker ROR, and Katep on his horse. And I think I mentioned the 2 Necro Knights, but I'm not sure. As the Snake Knights find Dragon Ogres in the woods, And I honestly don't know who is less happy about that, as both sides are getting debuffed by the woods, but both sides are anti-large armor-piercing combatants. So I guess both sides are happy with it? The Tomb Kings do have infantry support, though, so maybe it'll go more in their favor, but the infantry support isn't exactly underneath the knights. It's kind of next to them, so it's not actually helping. I don't know who's going to win this. This is a weird situation. I can admit I've never seen a blob fight in the forest between 2 Necropolis Knights with halberds and 2 Dragon Ogres. That's not a thing I've seen before. I'm sorry. I've failed you in this aspect. It looks like the Dragon Ogres are coming out way on top, though. Kolek is slamming through these fools, but honestly, even just the regular Dragon Ogres are taking no damage from the Necropolis Knights. And I hate to say it, but I think Necropolis Knights might suck, you guys. Even after the buffs, they might still be just trash. But they get slapped by Dragon Ogres. That's by no means a definitive statement. I just think it's true, and you can't prove me wrong. But that's fine. I mean, like, whatever. You do you. Maybe they're good, but they're not. Dragon Ogres pog straight through. Shaggoth going nuts. 1 Dragon Ogre has already died, but I am choosing to ignore that because it doesn't fit my narrative. Chosen of Khorne about to get hit with a Skull Storm. Oh, Skull Storm! And it leaves. Well, goodbye. Marauders slowly getting through the Tomb King's front line, getting a lot of kills, charge up the Khorne army passive. Wait, no, this is Warriors of Chaos. To do nothing, I guess Marauders are just killing Tomb Kings for the reason of killing Tomb Kings. Stalker's getting into a fight with Kolek. Kolek should win it as long as it stays a melee fight, but if they can kite him out, then that would be a little problematic. But this other Shaggoth is just going to secure him from the Ushaka Great Bows. And there come the Summoners of Rage to help Kolek put a walloping on the Eyes of the Desert. The Dragon Ogres are actually looking pretty good, except for those ones. We don't talk about those ones, but the other Dragon Ogres are looking pretty good. Chosen of Gods firing in. Both the Dragon Ogres kind of spread out formation, not a lot of models, plus Scaly Skin missile resistance. They have some decent tankiness against the Chosen of the Gods. Not like a ton, but, you know, they won't die instantly like Cav pieces will. Skullstorm is biased towards Khorne. Yes. Yes! See, this guy gets it. This Reven character. Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. A discount Kolek, but still putting some work in, chasing around the Tomb Kings. And the Tomb Kings are just in dire straits right now. They don't have a lot of DPS left. They're losing both their Shabdi, which are their main thing. And now it's like, unless Hayseed AFKs on top of the Halberds, I think Tomb Kings have lost this game. I think. You Shabdi, keep trying to path slightly away, and did he just try to? What was that? What? 4 minutes. So did he just kiss his little head? Did he just... Did Kolek just walk up and just like, hey, I'm super sorry I have to murder you. Gonna give you a little smooch. A little smooch right on the noggin. There you go. Okay, back to violence. No. I'll wait. Because we need to see what the fuck that was again. 4 minutes. I'm staying right here. It was so slow, too. That was the thing, is it wasn't even that fast. You just kind of, like, slowly leaned down, gave him a little smooch, and then that was it. I don't know. That's why we're watching it again. Alright, we're getting close. Because I know Kolek goes to the right, and then it's when he comes back to the left. Okay, it's coming up. So what the hell happened here, Kolek? It's this one that stops in terror. What? What is he doing? Oh, he's giving him a hug. He's giving him a little hug. He's just like, hey, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. I know you're gonna die, but you're like a statue. So death isn't even that bad. It's okay. It's okay. And then he just leaves! Oh! He spared that! It got feared to death! What? It got feared to death. All the other ones are fine. They're running away now. They're like, what happened to Gerald? Oh, I don't know. Gerald, like whispered something in his ear, and then he fucking died. I don't know how to feel. I'm upset. I'm kind of upset right now. What just happened? Oh, okay, whatever. Kolek charges in. He tries to hit the Necrotech. The Necrotech rides away on his little chariot. Kotep's also riding away, but there's nowhere to ride to. They have nowhere to go. All their dudes are dead. And the Warriors of Chaos are coming for blood. Still full health Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Summoners of Rage have plenty of models left. Not a lot of HP, but a lot of models that on charges they should still do a lot of damage. That should be army losses now the Necrotech is dead. Well, it's not quite. My army losses predictions have been off today, and that makes me sad. Look at that Shaggoth. His animations are also actually kind of sick. For being a Game 1 monster, he's kind of sick animations, but he keeps canceling them, but when he does swing, got good movement. In comes the Summoners of Rage, Thunder, Lightning, Bolt of Chain, Lightning, Bolting, and then that'll end them all, and then we win the game. I'm still just thrown off. Like, that completely disrupted every chain of thought I had. Alright, I'll leave it up to you what content I make. I guess I'm putting the fate of my channel in your hands. For Jepardu, his Necropolis Knights just dying in the woods horribly and not getting a lot of value was a bit of a disaster for him, unfortunately. He put them against mostly large targets. They just didn't show up. Kolek and the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth casually getting a ton of value, but the Dragon Ogre's also showing up a little bit, except for the one that we don't talk about. Oof, someone voted with nope, shut up and move on. That's not nice. Alright, which one is it? It was Hayseed somewhere, but it was Hayseed versus Jepardu. Oh. Nope, that wasn't it. That wasn't it either. That wasn't it either. Oh, okay, there it is. Tomb King's Warriors Chaos. Okay. I'm gonna rename it so that I don't delete it. 1 second. You can't make me cast more games because I don't wanna. So take that. Alright. Tomb King's Warriors Chaos Game 2. I have it. Let's name it Kolek Smooch. Wait, I don't need to. I'm just doing a short of what I just did. Hold on. I don't even need to do this again. Screw it. Delete it. Delete it. I don't need it. I don't care. Alright, how's the tournament doing? There are 2 games left in the actual real-world tournament. So let's cast some Corvus Glaive! Yeah! Fish out with Corvus Glaive! Alright, 26 votes. We're in the 90% for that to be a short, so we'll do it. Everything dies. Kolek's, not Kolek. Actually, most of the voice actors in this game go hard. They're great, but I love Count Noctilus's voice actor. Watch it in real life, he's a piece of shit. But in this game, where I hear his voice, it's a great voice. For Fischl, we have some Shade Wraith Gunners, handgun mobs as well, zombie pirate deckhand mobs with pole arms, and those without. And then we have some animated hulks, the Lamper's Revenge, Count Noctilus, the usual stuff. The other side for the Warriors of Chaos, a lot of Vanguarded Cavalry, Hellstriders with Hell Scourges, Marauder Horsemen, and Dogs. Though one of the Hell Scourges got massacred before our very eyes. The other one is going to suicide dive onto the Shade Wraith Gunners, try and take them out. But an Invocation to Heck plus their retreat is going to try and keep them up and at them. For the main Warriors of Chaos Force, we have Chaos Warriors, some with Halberds, some without, and we have Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, with Burning Head, and Spirit Leech. The Burning Head is going straight through a bunch of units. Lots of kills there, though fortunately for the side of the Vampire Coast, one of those things that took most of the damage was a summon. Kolak Tongue Eater. Oh. Fancy. Alright, the dogs are trying to weave their way in and get onto the handgun mobs, but these are undead. It's not like they're going to rout or anything, and then you still have to deal with animated hulks hitting you, so... Warriors of Chaos having a bit of a tough time here, really getting in. Wait, Corvus took a caster! That's illegal! Corvus never takes a caster! Do you think Luther ever calls up Noctilus and say, hey, Nico, go? He probably does, but due to his multiple personality stuff, he probably, like, by the time Noctilus shows up to go bowling, Luther just tells him to go to hell. And then that honestly makes me so sad. That, like, Noctilus just keeps trying to be friends with him, and Luther keeps telling him to piss off. He's like, never again! I told myself never again would I trust this piece of shit! And he goes back into the ocean. Alright, Marauder Horsemen getting peeled off by the Shade Wraith Gunners and handguns. Things are going pretty badly for the Warriors of Chaos so far, but time could be running out for the Coast backline, as the front line of the Vampire Counts is taking a lot of damage, and if Noctilus gets off into the Burning Head, like right here, that would be juicy, and let both of these Chaos Warriors through to start marching towards that back line. Marauder Horsemen dive in on the Shade Wraith Gunners again, but another good summon from Fisho trying to peel for them, just putting more bodies in the way, and then the Shade Wraith Gunners' own terror, because they are ethereal, causes the Marauder Horsemen to run for their lives. Hellstriders, however, ITP due to being Slaanesh, so they don't care about any of that. They will get through regardless. There's still a ton of zombies between them and their true objective, and even some of the Marauder Horsemen that were routing are in their way. Vampire Coast feeling pretty good about that with Lamprey's Revenge and all these pole arms going to do good damage to the Hellstriders. The front line is an unmitigated disaster for the Coast. Chaos just has to find the time to bring their guys through it, as Archaon has Flaming Sword of Ruin on him. Though he is fighting Noctilus and losing quite badly. Gets a couple shots in. He does not have Slayer of Kings up right now, or the Armor of Morcar, and he's getting shot on the side by the Shade Wraith Gunners. Oof! Archaon needs to get out of here. He went from like full health to just about a third. In the blink of an eye, that is not good for the Warriors of Chaos. The Warriors of Chaos, they do have some mobility that's rallied on the high ground, needs to be brought back to bear, but mostly Chaos is now having to bet on their heavily armored front line to try and win the game for them. They did just recently kill something. They need to get new orders to keep moving towards the back line while Archaon runs away. Nice Searing Doom through two zombies and hitting the animated hulks as well, but these Chaos Warriors are fine. They're just tanking it as they move up. Gonna get a bit of damage out, walk past the crabs. Shade Wraith Gunners still have a ton of ammunition, considering how much damage they've already dealt. You think Malekith needs a hug? Malekith gets enough hugs from his mother. And I say hugs with the loosest of interpretations. Archaon still taking poke every so often. Armor of Morcar is popped. That only gives melee defense and charge reflection. Doesn't actually help them with the missiles that are shooting him right now. Therapy Kolek could have stopped the end times. Yeah, I think Manfred needed a hug, because Manfred's a piece of garbage. Who ended the whole world. Chaos Warrior's leadership is dipping dangerously low. Kind of surprised it's this low when it's a Chaos Warrior that's still got that much HP, but those ones make sense, because they're getting shot by the Shade Wraith Gunners. I don't know why these guys are so messed up. Oh, I think Fisho put the Discouraged aura on them by hitting him like once with the Shade Wraiths and then moved on. Yeah, Warriors of Chaos about to get army lost soon, as the Black Spot are going to get charged by dogs, but the Black Spot are hybrid halberd units. They aren't running from nothing. And that's that. Malekith probably also smells like burnt corpse, and his armor is all pointy. I don't think either of those bothers Kolek too much. Just saying. Crombrindle would give Malekith a hug with his axe repeatedly. Family-friendly hugs. I mean, you're not wrong. Nothing you said there was incorrect. Okay, what was that? What did we just... What the... where did it... where even... I don't know where it was. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Checking in on the bracket again. We are in the finals. One second. One second. Just everybody calm down. We're gonna watch the final game live. I've decided. And you might be like, hey, don't be stupid. Every live game you've tried to cast has been a terrible disaster. Shush. Okay, shush. I don't need that kind of energy in my life. We're gonna do this, it's gonna be great. So our finals is between B6, A6, and Poison. It's a Skaven mirror match. Join with code. It's just called 1v1. But I wanna spectate instead of join. And the blocker's up, right? Yes, it is. Let's go. Boom! Oh! We're in. Total War PowerPoint. It won't. It'll be fine. It will be fine. It won't lag at all. If Skaven wins the tournament, they should be S tier. Yes. Yes. Angel is poison? Yes. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that you don't understand. Is that... Oh, Skaven aren't even good. Skaven are bad. And you're bad. So think about that. No, Skaven are quite good. And I was trying to get them up to the top of A on my tier list, dude. On my tier list, I put them top of A and everybody ignored me. Hi, Hazel. Hazel's attacking me. No! 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 Oh, Hazel. Wait, why did Angel leave? Aww. They're just making another lobby. Okay, that's fine. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Hazel. I will wait for a new lobby code while I continue to try and look for the thing I'm looking for. Alright. It's funny that I honestly... I put them in A, but then at the same time, I wouldn't nerf them. And I know everyone's going to be coming after me, but I have a consistent opinion of... Buff. So, my quick funny monologue is I used to have them in C tier, and then such a small change happened where it's like... Okay, I mean, that's a lot of small buffs in a row. Gutter Runners, Skaven Slaves, Storm Vermin, and Doom Flayers. But that's the complexity of this game, is that those changes, I take them straight from C. I personally put Skaven in high A, and here's why. When you actually have to worry about Doom... So look, I put him in high A. I put him in high A, and then those two chuckle fucks trolled me all the way down.
Monsters and is through.
Oh, they're in C. He's saying they're in C. That's a lie. You can't listen to this man. But since
talking about.
Well, any elf or
that.
order faction, you're going to be running primarily Cav.
So Black Knight puts him in B, Strat puts him in C, but no, I was trying. I was out here. I put him in A. You heard it at the very start of that thing. I was up in A. I was like, oh, they're up here? They're up here. Look, the mouse is hovering over it. I'm the only one who's given his opinion so far. And how the rules of the tier list works when I have guests on is we take the average. So if one person says 5, one person says 1, and one person says 2, we put them probably in like low 3, right? So it's not my fault. I put them top of A, and these two clowns drag them down to mid. I don't think they're mid. I think they're top A. I'm right there. So don't come to me being like, Human Boy, why don't you believe it's Skaven? I believe it's Skaven more than everybody else does, apparently. I've been out here saying Skaven are strong. Nobody believes me. Nobody believes me. Bullshit ass. Trying to make me look like a chump. Skaven should be strong. Yeah. Alright, this is the finals. We hopped back into live because this is literally the last game of the tournament. Then I'll go back through the replays and see if there's anything I absolutely have to cast, though I do... We have it going for almost 4 hours at this point, and I do have to run some errands, so actually this might just be the last game. Yeah, because I gotta grab lunch, and then I gotta get to Redacted store before it closes at like 4. So, yeah. This might be the last game. I'll look through, see if there's any replays that I like absolutely have to cast. And we were gonna raid Tactical Lich, but he said his tournament will be kind of short today, so I don't want to miss out on the lad. Alright. I just took a look at Lich. Yeah, he's streaming, and I had talked to him ahead of time about getting him a raid because we're trying to help out the boy that we love so much, Mr. Lich. So yeah, we will after this game we'll raid Tactical Lich, and everybody should go say hi to him because he's a really good dude. Because I'm just worried. I'm worried if we fart around too much. 1, I'll be late to run the errands I need to run, and then 2, Lich's stream will be over. As we load in for the finals. Only Skaven surviving, apparently. He took Tzeentch, what a Chad. Yeah, somebody else has been taking Tzeentch a bunch. I think Lamb Sauce has been taking Tzeentch and keeps messaging me about how good Tzeentch is, and I'm like, I will believe it when I see it, but I don't see it. And it's not that I don't see it literally, I haven't seen Tzeentch win a game, it's that I don't see it metaphorically, in that I don't understand why you'd take Tzeentch. Yeah, Hazel agrees. Because you know what Skaven Lords aren't exactly weak to? Dying in melee. Like, you're not worried that Ikka Claw's going to die instantly in melee. You're not worried that Tzeentch Craventail is going to die instantly in melee. You're not worried that a Gracier and a Bell is going to die instantly in melee. You're worried that they're going to die to, like, Spirit Leech and Traitorkin and big terrifying monsters. Like, just being next to them, being terrifying and being spooky. And hey, Tzeentch is still weak to Spirit Leech. He's still weak to Traitorkin. He's still weak to big giant monsters being spooky because he doesn't have ITP. He has Stay Here, I'll Get Help, but he can only use it when he's out of melee currently. So if you're in melee with him, he can't use his own leadership buff. I don't know. Tzeentch sucks. He's better than Queek, but he's still not very good. There's other Skaven Lords. And like the problem with Tzeentch is you don't even have to make the argument that he's fine. You have to make the argument that he is great. Because the Skaven have some really good or great lords. So to take Tzeentch, you have to bypass a bunch of really good or great lords. So Tzeentch can't just be fine. If that's your argument, you're like, well, Tzeentch is fine. Well, then why aren't you taking Ikka Claw, who's amazing? Why aren't you taking a Grey Seer that's actually still really, really good? It's just Ikka Claw is amazing. Why are you taking Tzeentch? If you're taking a combat lord, Tzeentch is one of the best. Like, he's weak to Spirit Leech and stuff, but if you can get a matchup where you know your opponent's not bringing Spirit Leech or Fireball or Traderkin or Final Transmutation, if they don't have a spell, Tzeentch is an amazing combatant, and he has a net, and he has a Whirlwind that does a ton of damage. So it's like, Skaven have some of the best lords. Why are you taking one that at the arguments I hear, it's like, oh, he's fine. It's like, okay, but like, bruh. You have great lords. Sure, Throt sucks. And that's funny about Skaven, is you hear me talk about their bad lords a lot, but I'm not saying that they don't have good lords. I'm just saying Queek is objectively bad. Throt is objectively bad. But there's some really good ones. Anyway. I've distracted you long enough while the armies were setting up. So here we go. For one of the Skaven, we have 3 Warplock Jezzails, including Natty Booba Sharpshooters. We have 2 Rat Ogres, a Doomflayer, an Assassin with Rival High Talisman and Assassin's Trophy, Ikka Claw with just Flensing Ruin, and then a bunch of items like his Storm Demon, Brass Orb, and Unlimited Power. And then Globes and Spears, mostly of the Clan Rat variety. The problem with this is I don't know why the Red Skaven are the ones deploying behind the hill, because if they take the hill with Jezzails, like, they won't be able to see very much, so I don't know what that's about. On the other side for the blue Skaven, we have Tzeentch Craventail, a Hell Pit Abomination, their own Doomflayer, and then the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep, a bunch of Plague Monks, more Rat Ogres, Skaven Slave Slingers, and a Warlock Engineer with just Flensing Ruin. Skaven are moving up. I guess that applies to both sides equally. We get a bit of lag. Darko, I still don't think Tzeentch is that good. Jezzails are starting to shoot at him a little bit, but they're shooting up and over the curve of the hill. It will be kind of hard to get some good shots on him. Plus, he does have a little bit of missile resistance. But in comes the first Flensing Ruin, and the main reason that you never see Tzeentch is that Overcast Flensing Ruin is going to do so much damage to him. You might be like, his lucky skull cap! 40% damage resistance! He has to be currently losing in melee combat, so it's not currently active. So Tzeentch is just going to take a bunch of damage. Tzeentch charges in. Gets good about in. Now he has his damage resistance. And the assassin is also trying to poke him down as Ikka charges back in. Hazel wanders away. But a Doomflayer downhill charge could actually roll these Clan Rats with Spears super hard. Where's the counter Doomflayer? Oh, the red Doomflayer is really far out of position. It does. But Tzeentch is already down to 2/3 HP. Rival High Talisman from the Assassin, making Tzeentch's Tzeentch's 0 melee attack right now. And Assassin's Trophy also is lowering his melee defense, so it's kind of easy for Ikka to get some shots in on him. And then he's actually pretty close to terror routing, as the blue army is still slowly arriving. Still hope this Skaven DLC are more than thankful. Yeah, that'll be pretty fun. And look! OP Doomflayer is getting rolled instantly by Rat Ogres. And other Doomflayers? What did do so much damage to them, actually? I don't know. Something wrecked them. Looks like it might have been Jezzails. Tzeentch is going to get away. He has half HP. And Ikka is trying to fire Storm Demon at him, but it looks like it either didn't hit or hit the Hell Pit Abomination, as the Hell Pit has the Poison Wind Globe effect on a Hell Pit that is that large. It's so funny looking. Like, look at those giant shards of nonsense flying off of it, because it's just so big. But regardless, Assassin refuses to let Tzeentch go. Tzeentch has Verminous Valor and Stay Here, I'll get help for extra leadership. Oh wait, the leadership doesn't even apply to him. It applies to whatever he cast it on. Yeah, it's casting onto the Rat Ogres right now. I see. For Angel and the Blue Skaven, they're still trying to advance up the hill with some parts. We have some Rat Ogres chilling back, trying to defend the Slingers a little bit. Tzeentch and the Warlock Engineer can 2v1 fight the Assassin. I think they can probably win that, because Tzeentch has really high melee defense. Yeah, they can win that if the Assassin doesn't have his debuffs up, so it looks like he's going to be running for it. And this is where the blue Skaven get back in the game. If their Plague Monks can get onto the back line and hit these globes and hit these Giselles, that is a ton of value waiting to be claimed. So we really need to see the blue Skaven get back onto the range of the red team, because the blue team really didn't take that much range. It's all melee, so they got to get the red team's range shut off and get rid of that advantage. But in comes another Flensing Ruin, and Tzeentch does not have his ward save up because he's not in melee combat right now. And are you noticing that Tzeentch isn't exactly getting dumpstered in melee combat? The problem is he's dying to spells. Is that... Did I maybe say that before the game started? Did I maybe say at the start of the game is how you usually kill Skaven Lords with spells? I feel like I might have said that. Is Ikit Claw also almost dying? And has he been dying in melee? No, it's spells. Oh, wait. Oh, dude, Skaven Lords just die in spells. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. No, I'm sorry. I'm crazy. What am I talking about? Of course, Tzeentch is a great lord, because everybody's just going to fight him in melee, and then he'll be super tanky. What up, Zypher? Yeah. Darko, I know. I'm being a memeing shitlord because it's me. Because that's what I do. Tzeentch is still trying to wander forward. He is very low on HP, and the Doom Flayers are going for him now. They do have arm piercing, they do have anti-infantry. With 30 melee attack, maybe enough of them can get through to Tzeentch, maybe. But the Hell Pit is causing a bit of disruption. Ikit Claw might be getting in over his skis a bit. If this Hell Pit turns towards him, it can get 2 lucky shots on him and knock him out of this game. Ikit needs to run. Run, Ikit, run! This game with Storm Fiends for Armored Cap would be great. Yeah, you'd have to have multi-model Storm Fiends, though. You couldn't have another single entity Storm Fiend, because that wouldn't solve anything. Like, you physically could, and CA probably will, but it wouldn't solve anything. You just have another okay single entity that just loses to spells and stuff. For the blue Skaven, their melee rush is faltering. All 3 Giselles are still chilling. I mean, I guess the Natty Boobas have taken damage, but they still have a lot of ammunition. Tzeentch is already routing. And the next Flensing Ruin should kill him off. Blue team still has the Warlock Engineer. They still have a Hell Pit Abomination. Still have some Slingers and some Rat Ogres left here and there, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Personally. Flag Monks on the top side trying to chase down Natty Booba Sharpshooters. Don't know if it matters, but Ikit Claw did overstay his welcome. The Hell Pit Abomination catches up to him, gets a couple really nice shots in onto Ikit. And that could honestly turn the game around. If Ikit dies, the red team all of a sudden loses a lot of leadership, which they really need for their front line to stay in it, and then all of a sudden their back line is open. So Ikit overextending badly and paying the price for it as he's trying to retreat into the Hell Pit because there's Plague Monks behind him, so he's like, 1 thing in front of me versus 100 things behind you. The 100 things behind you are a lot less threatening than a single Hell Pit is. So both leaders are routing, and Tzeentch is already back into the positive leadership zone. But Ikit broke away, and he will be fine now. There's no one that can catch him on this roster. Doomflayers are terror routing, and is this a comeback? Don't call it a comeback, but is this a comeback? If these clan rats stop chasing down random clan rats and they go chase down the Warplock Giselles, that actually could turn this around. Tzeentch has returned with a whopping 350 value. Pit Fighter's Hell's Deed taking some damage. This Skaven position needs to just spill over into the low ground, but all of a sudden the red team is in mass exodus. The overextension with Ikit Claw costing Falling Star maybe the entire game. The only way... Oh yeah, he just backs out. Which I don't necessarily disagree with. I think the only way he wins is if Ikit Claw comes back and then he throws out a Flensing Ruin onto Tzeentch, gets the blue team to start terror routing instead, and then turns it around, but... Yeah. Damn, dude, can't overextend with that Lord. Can't do it. Hell Pit got its hands on Ikit for a little bit, and that was GG. Skaven Slave Singers were just throwing that whole time. And Doomflayer's so OP that neither of them paid for themselves. The Giselles had a hard time fighting on that hill, though, for sure. For sure. Okay, let's raid Tactical Itch. Hey. Don't leave. At least, even if you're done, even if you're like, I don't want to watch anything else, at least go say hi to Tactical Lich. Just say hey, because he deserves it. He deserves to have a good day, and you can provide him with that day. So please go. Please go say hi to Lich. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Congratulations to Angel for the win today. It was hard fought. I honestly thought they were out of that last game, but they turned it around, so. GG. GG. Well done.